Now let's try this again. Huh. All right, you're gonna have to join. Let some people get in here. Sucks I gotta do it on my phone, but it is what it is. We're gonna be talking about post-game Louisville football. So we're about to see if I can get Bryce on here. What up, Lord? Come on, Bryce, join, bro, so I can send you this invite. Oh, man. No, but the game of the night was very disappointing. Very disappointing. Nothing's changed. There's Bryce. There we go. There we go. There we go. What up, Jeremy, bro? What up with you? Yes, I couldn't figure it out on my on the PC, but I guess you had to be watching. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't really
I heard
sure.
somebody was looking for me.
Yeah. Sure.
What's up, bro? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good, bro. Just recovering from Monday, man.
Shit, same here.
Just
What's up,
recovering.
everybody? What's up, everybody watching us? What up, Card
Yeah.
Nation?
Sorry I had to go live public. I tried to do it in the Louisville group, but it didn't really work out. Still messing with the PC, trying to figure out everything, so I ended up just doing it on my phone. But let me know if everything's clear.
We'll find a way to get it on there.
Yeah, for sure. So what are your thoughts from Monday? And then I'll go.
Where do I start? Okay, first of all, out to everybody who answered my question earlier on how hot you think that seat is.
It's hot. It's hot
for Scotty Saturdays.
It's really hot. Yeah, I've seen that, and people try to get on there and say, you know, that he has nothing to worry about, but I beg to differ, man, because I tell you what, it looked like a simulation of last year. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. The play calling didn't change. They're giving the 10 yards on defense, on short downs, like on 4th and 6, 3rd and 6. We're giving 10, 12-yard cushions.
Yeah, that pisses me off so bad.
It was bad. And, like, my thing is when it comes to that, like, that style worked at App State, in my opinion, because you might get a back that went to Florida State, that went to a big Power 5 school that just couldn't make it, goes to a school like App State, then you just feed him the ball. You can run them stretches. You can run that all day. I mean, the superior athlete's going to win that fight, but can't do that here. You can't do that here. Especially, like, and if you look at the numbers, like, Ole Miss was not like an overpowering defense. They gave over 500 yards up last year as a defense. 35-plus points a game last year. We couldn't move the ball. We couldn't do it. At one point, we had more first downs because they gave them to us with penalties, either targeting, pass interference, whatever the case may be, than we produced ourselves with our own offense.
Dog, that shit was so embarrassing.
It was bad, bro. I mean, Malik was 1-5 with 5 passing yards at halftime, bro. Like, and I'm not trying to bash that kid, dude, but there's no development. There's no progression happening with the staff, the players. Because, like, my whole thing is like, I'm not saying Conley's better, because I'm not. I'm not saying Conley's better. But I said this before. Anybody that's listened to the podcast or anything, I've said it since last year. competition makes for better ball. When
It
Puma was
does.
there and Conley was pushing him 2 years ago, we got the best ball possible from Malik. All right.
Right.
And going back to Conley, let's not forget that Satterfield recruited him to go to App State. He committed to App State. Satterfield gets the job. He follows him to Louisville. And you mean to tell me this kid can't come in a series or two just to switch it up, like just to put some pressure on Malik? Because what I seen Monday was Malik still not knowing how to read defenses. I mean, just can't do it.
Nah, bro.
He tries to get out in the open field. I watched the whole game. You watched the whole game. I didn't see him shake nobody. Like, you got to be good at one or the other.
Hey, I tell you what. I got a serious question, a very serious question.
What's up?
So besides Braden Smith and Braden Smith, of course, Marshawn Ford, the tight end. Who are our receivers? It's like
exactly.
Give me a good feel on who the receivers are. Who's replacing Tutu? Who's replacing Fitzpatrick?
Dude,
and I don't know nobody's name.
Nobody. Listen, our receiving core as a group has, I'm trying to think of the number, 7 receptions maybe as a group before the game Monday. I mean, we have no threats. And I'm putting a lot of it on Malik, but Satterfield is stubborn and won't switch it up. Like, dude, if I can, like I made a post about it in one of the groups during the game. Like, I'm on the couch, bro. I'm not in the coaching profession, none. I don't get paid for none of that. But if I can see it from the couch, what do you think these defensive coordinators, do they know what we're running, bro? But, Bryce, with that said, do you think Satterfield is limited to what he can call because of Malik's skill set? Because he can't read it. Like, he can only call what his quarterback can do, and like he can't make the throw. We've seen that. He can't read the defense. He can run the ball if nobody's there. He ain't shaking nobody.
But
like, I mean, I don't know,
and that's why I told you, it's like some of that shit I felt like we was gonna end up paying for. It's like okay, think back to 2 years ago. Malik comes in for an injured Puma pass, lights it the fuck up.
He did.
Well, I'm sorry, that was Mikhail. Sorry, that was Mikhail.
Yeah.
But so it's like, okay, Paz had his struggles against Notre Dame. He came back through 4 against Eastern Kentucky, who we got Saturday. But he got injured and he never really got the chance again.
He lit it up this weekend.
Yeah, that's what I was about to tell you. Did you see his numbers this weekend?
Yeah, he lit it up.
He had 300. He had 358 with 3 touchdowns, just 1 interception. Yeah, I'm like, now why the hell couldn't we get that dude to do that here? But,
I mean, I know it's a talent gap. Like, I mean, where he's at, it's not the same. But I mean, I don't know, man. Like,
somebody in the group. I'm trying to think. If you're watching this, tag yourself, and because I want to give you a shout out for that because you had me rolling. He called Malik a Wish.com version of Lamar.
I agree with that to an extent. Like, I don't want to say that Malik is trying to be a Lamar because I don't think he is.
I don't think so.
But you look at the quarterback's shoes that he's got to fill. Like, up until recently, we've always had a legit quarterback. All the way back, Redmond, LaForce, Ragone, Teddy, Brom. I mean, the list goes on and on. So for us not to have a decent quarterback is very disheartening to me.
And like I said, my thing, but while he's not trying to be, I don't think he's trying to be Lamar, but yet he's still trying to do too much. I give you
I agree. And his numbers at the end of the game wasn't horrible. I mean, he had 200 plus. I think he rushed for like 80. Yeah. But a lot of that was garbage, garbage points.
And that's what people don't realize. It's like
I mean, the line didn't look better. The line did not look better. The running backs was getting tackled on the first hit.
Yeah, and Mississippi and Ole Miss, they was only rushing three.
Three.
They was only rushing three.
And that's what I'm saying. Like I don't see no development, man. Like you had all summer, and it's not like Ole Miss is a powerhouse, bro.
Hell
Like
no.
they're a middle of the road SEC squad. Now, I mean, they are in the SEC. I'll give it to them. But other than the quarterback, bro, like nobody was really expected to ball other than him. I mean,
right.
For our defense,
this ain't the
our defense was
Mississippi
supposed
with
to be like. Go ahead.
This ain't the Mississippi with DK Metcalf and AJ Brown.
No, not at all. And like I was about to say with the defense, like all summer, man, we get these hype videos and get somebody hype, and like the staple of our defense was supposed to be our secondary. It was supposed to be our secondary and our linebackers, and our secondary was exposed. Our linebackers were exposed. Yeah, they ran the no huddle the whole game, but on 3rd and 6, on 4th and 6, you're giving a 12-yard cushion. Of course, dude. Like I said, I'm not being paid to be in the coaching profession at all, but you got to know that they're going to run quick slants and hitches, which they did, and then they hit us with the hitch and go. Like, dude, I don't know. These guys are making so much money, and we can't put our guys on the line and play man-to-man on 3rd and short and send somebody extra on the line for a blitz to put pressure on this kid. The kid had all day to pass. Like it was sickening. I will say that
they did open up a whole lot more once Montgomery and who else got ejected from that game? It was another linebacker.
Well, there was 4 of them. I mean, 4 people got ejected. And anybody, speaking of, I'm glad you brought that up. Speaking of the targetings, yeah, it was a lot, but every one of them was just. The only one that was questionable was when the quarterback slid and we hit him in the head. He slid late, but it was still helmet to helmet. They ejected the wrong dude for one, but
yeah,
it was just. I mean, because a play or two before that he ran and he chose not to slide. So I mean, it kind of puts our defensive guy in a fucked up situation because you don't know what the kid's going to do, and then he flops down and slides late and we hit him in the head.
Yeah,
it happens. It is what it is. But I will say I'm glad they changed the rule to where they don't have to leave the field. At least our guys got to stay on the field and watch their team. I mean, but 4 of them in a game was kind of insane. For real, I've never seen no
first half at that. First half at that.
Yeah, it was insane. It was insane. But I mean,
yeah, that was BS, dog.
And anybody looking forward to the EKU game, like it's going to be I'm trying to think of a nice way to say this without upsetting people. Like it's going to springboard us into the rest of the season. You're highly mistaken.
No,
if anything, this game will give us false confidence going into UCF, going into Florida State, Boston. I mean, it's just I'm all for playing these small schools. I'm all for it, especially interstate schools that gives money to the state. But after Monday, I'm sure we will work on some things that we did wrong in EKU. I get that. But you don't really get better. You don't get better.
And that's my thing.
You don't get better.
And I'm glad you said that. And my thing's gonna be about it is I was talking to one of my coworkers about this earlier. There's 3 things that should happen. For one, I don't give a damn about what jersey combination you guys are coming out with. Matter of fact,
win ball games.
I prefer you go back to playing until you start playing some good football.
Agreed.
Just regular old red and white. Red on in the home, white on the road. Them blackouts and them theme games, they don't do shit for us, for one.
Yeah,
that's for one. For 2, we're gonna play Eastern Kentucky. We're probably gonna beat Eastern Kentucky. I don't want to see none of that party in the locker room shit. For real.
Right, like we did against Syracuse last year.
Like I told you last year against Syracuse.
I agree.
I don't want to see nothing. Don't party in the locker room until you beat somebody that's convinced.
And with that said, man, like you know me, I'm a diehard Louisville fan. Like, I don't want anybody ever think, just because I do focus on the things we need to get better at, that I'm a wishy-washy
No.
fan. Like, I care. And if I didn't care, I wouldn't be making videos like this. Our podcast would have never happened. I do care. Now, some fans out there think you should only focus on the positives, their kids. I get all that. But if you cannot focus on the negative and the things that you do wrong and the things that you are not going to accept as a fan base, that's what losing programs do.
But that's the thing. That's not just a football thing. That's a life thing.
That's a life thing. I agree, man.
That's a life thing.
I understand they're kids, but you got to win ball games, man. And you have to show some kind of improvement. Dude, it looked like last year's team.
Yeah.
Nothing changed. First play of every series was a stretch left to right. Every time, bro. Like, it was so predictable.
It's so, and that's the thing, though. And for
so
anybody,
predictable, man.
And for anybody who's like, oh, chill out, it's just the first game, you guys are being too rough. Tell that to Mekhi Becton. You see what Mekhi Becton tweeted?
Hey,
you see what Gigi Robertson tweeted?
And it wasn't just Mekhi, and I'm glad you brought that up, because
these are his players that he coached.
Right, because I'm in a lot of Louisville groups, and a lot of them, they talk trash about the way I view things, but it ain't just me. There's a bunch of us out there, and not only is there a bunch of the fans out there, the players are starting to notice.
Former players, yes.
Former players, that the culture that they helped build is crumbling in front of them. It's a subpar product. The ticket buyers are not. Dude, I guarantee, the stands are going to be so empty against EKU. Now, I hope I'm wrong, all right? But I promise you, all right, my son's got a game at 6:30. We play at 7, all right? But with that said, I can't promise you I would have went to the EKU game. Like, dude, I'm not paying good money and buying from the concession, bringing my son out there to watch what I watched Monday and all of last year. I'm not doing it, bro. I'm not doing that.
And I think you're being nice right now, giving them credit from last year, because so many of those games we say won those had there not been turnovers. There's nothing about this. There's nothing about this Ole Miss game that says we could have won this game.
Nothing.
Got flat out.
It was 26. It was 26 nothing at halftime. And I'll give Satterfield credit for last year. COVID year, bunch of kids out. Hell, our line was up and down, with players out and stuff. Cool. There's no excuse this year, bro. And you had all summer to prepare for a Lane Kiffin team, who I might mention was not on the sideline.
Yeah.
Was not on the sideline.
Not at all. They didn't even assign an interim coach, bro.
Right. It's so bad. And so, like I said earlier, that shit works at App State, because if you get a dog, you can ride him to the end. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you get a legit ball player that, borderline Power 5, whatever, and come there, you can feed him like Zeke. You can feed him and run that stretch all game, and they can't stop it. You can't do that here, bro. You cannot do that here. And with that said, with Malik, that shows me we have nobody that's even close in practice to pushing Malik for reps in a game. Okay?
Yeah.
That falls on Satterfield. You didn't bring in nobody, bruh, recruiting-wise.
Not at all.
None. Nobody to compete with this kid. Nobody to push this kid to get the best out of him. He is on cruise control. He didn't gain no weight in the offseason. He's not any bigger. It don't look like he's been watching film none. It ain't like they was doing crazy shit.
That ain't what they told us, William. Will, that's not what they told us.
Oh, of course that's not what they told us.
He made tremendous strides in the pocket,
dude, I don't know. It was hard to watch. It was hard to watch.
I'll give you a hint. You know what it was? I'll give you 3 letters. NIL. They were too busy trying to make money.
Yep.
and they probably forgot that they had a football game to actually play.
Well, dude, and that's the thing. Like, I don't know if it was you or somebody in the group posted Malik's website. Like his team, dude, ain't nobody gonna buy your shirts at throwing 1 and 5 with 5 yards, bro.
Right.
Hang it up. Hang it up. Like, and I said that going in. Like, look, I'm all for these players getting money because we make billions off of them. But when it becomes a distraction, because I feel like it may be in some cases. I don't know, man. It's gonna be weird, and not just at Louisville, at anywhere.
And I'm not accusing him of anything. It's like, but you see, you're about to get ready for a football game, whatever. First football game of the season, and what on your Instagram, you're clearly posting yourself in nice suits, about to have NIL business meetings and stuff. The weekend of the game, I might tell you.
I agree. I agree.
It's like.
I agree.
Okay, so where is this really going?
Like, and I want to flip this live and be like, all right, now let's talk about the positives that I seen, bruh. Where are they? Like, where are they though?
Well, like they said, they did.
St. Hall was tackled, tackled every time. All of our running backs, first person to hit them brought them down. Our blockers were getting blown up on the line. But we wasn't running Chris routes. We didn't give Malik no time. And when he did scramble out the pocket, he wasn't making nobody miss. It was stagnant from start to finish. It's like we didn't get off the bus.
Oh, man. Okay, 4th and 2. He's trying to run. He tried to do a spin move and spun right into the dude's arms. I'm
Agreed.
like, did you see that shit?
And I knew that lead option was coming. Like, dude, the only time he's so predictable, dog. All right, the only time that he goes to shotgun is the read option, whether it's an RPO or a straight read option. Like, dude, it was obvious what he was doing. Obvious.
But also, as much as we're bashing him, some of that stuff wasn't his fault. Had Hall not fumbled that option, that was touchdown. Had he not fumbled the option.
No, I agree 100%. I mean, the pitch was a little out in front of him, but so what?
Right.
So
you could have got
the ball. There was nobody in front of him, bro.
Nobody, dude.
Nobody.
Like, I don't know.
And if he don't score, it's a first down. I don't know. It was piss poor effort. There was no excitement. There was no excitement on the sideline. That goes for players and Satterfield. Like, it reminded me, it reminded me of Craig Thorpe, dude. We'd be losing with Craig Thorpe, and it's just like, all right, boys, get them next time. Like, dude, that's not what we're used to. And I'm not trying to bring up Bobby because people got different opinions on Bobby, but let's not forget that Bobby gave us some of our happiest times other than the year that Charlie was here and John L. But we could be up 40 points and have to punt. Bobby's ripping everybody, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody, bro. Everybody.
Matter of fact, bro, just to calm my nerves, I just went back to see that 2004 game versus Cincinnati, 70-7, just to see,
And everybody said, like, and to be honest, Bobby only had one bad year in his life, we ran him away. Tyree, now, granted, anybody,
that's probably what it was.
Now listen, and you can go back, and I know. Like, when it was happening, I was like, man, like, we got to make a change. He's lost the kids. And I agree, he did lose the kids. He did. He lost the kids. But
I'm going to stand on that.
But he's one of the greatest offensive minds in college in my lifetime. Anybody says any different, the numbers will, I mean, they talk for themselves. Other than the 2 and 10 year, we was in the top 10 in offense, if not top 5 every year he coached.
Right.
Not just here. At Arkansas, don't forget at Western, he beat UK, putting up crazy numbers.
Twice.
Yeah, crazy numbers.
He didn't do it twice. Taggart did it once, and Bobby came in. Yeah, right. My bad.
But
sorry.
I'm just saying, like, and to come in, like, when Charlie Strong came in, I understand that it wasn't an offensive show. We were beating teams like 16-10, 21-14. But our defense was solid. He had dudes. We don't.
Yeah.
You cannot bring in 2-star recruits, 3-star recruits, and just hope that you can coach them up. Now, if it was a good coaching staff, I would eat them words and be like, hey, they're coaching these kids up.
Yeah,
But they're not. There's no development, bro. There's none. I don't see any improvement from last year. None. Not 1 ounce of it. Not 1 ounce. And anybody watching, if you want to chime in, dude, feel free. If you got a positive or a negative that we're not touching on, feel free. Feel free to speak up. I mean, because I'm at a loss for words, man. Like that, it was disgusting. I ain't seen the TV ratings, but I'm sure everybody other than Louisville fans and Ole Miss fans turned it before halftime. Turned it before halftime.
But yeah, dog, it's like they gotta. I hope they gotta get it clicking. The coaching staff, the players, because what I was also going to defend Malik about is like some of those pay attention to Malik's facial expression on some of those. Like they got him up close. It's like the way his face was reading was, really, we about to run this bullshit play. Then it's like. Then Scott
and we just like getting play calls in too.
Then he's like, Malik, he walked away. He's like, nah, clock's running down. This is a stupid ass play. Call timeout. You could it was all over his face.
Right.
You can see that man's facial expression when he's like,
no, I agree. I agree 100%. 100%. Like the players were stagnant. They were emotionless. But I was listening to talk radio today on the way home, and a caller had a great point. And like, I don't know if all coaches do it. I think they should. After each year, man, you gotta sit down and scout yourself. Like, watch all your games and be like, man, like, I tend to run the ball on second down, this play a lot. Like, it's, pretty predictable. Like, switch it up a little bit. Dude, he ain't changed nothing.
But, okay,
nothing.
Let me ask you something, though. Let me ask you something, because this has been a little heavy on my mind ever since we've said something about this last year. Matter of fact, our first podcast. So, prior to the Ole Miss game or whatever, right? We're talking about a coach who came in. And
I agree, Bobby.
First of all, let's call it how it is. That 8-5 2019 was fool's gold. PlayStation 2 got you that. That was fool's gold. Everybody,
that was Bobby's players. Period.
That was Bobby's players. Over half of them games could have went the other way. Either way, what I mean? Especially the 62-59 joint. There's a couple of games we probably should have lost. But it's like it just felt good.
What up, Maddie?
But it's the couple of those games we probably should have lost. Just so happy that the majority of them went our way. Boston College went our way. Wake Forest 62-59 went our way. Virginia, because we dinged up Bryce Perkins, because a healthy Bryce Perkins probably would have torched us. So that went our way. So that 8-5 shit was fool's gold for one. And
agreed, 100%.
And Satterfield's mind is, look what I done did in my first year. I'm 8-5 with a 2-10 team. I'm the reigning defending ACC Coach of the Year. So I know I'm having a subpar 4-7 year, but let's see if I can sneak away to South Carolina and totally lie about it.
Right. And the South Carolina thing, that's a totally different conversation, because that's a trust thing, and we'll get to that eventually. But Bobby Nelson, dude, he got a great point. Like our offensive line had no heart, bro. Like, they were only rushing 3. All right, now with that said, with our run-heavy offense, all right, they had 8 DBs in the game, and they're rushing 3 down linemen, and you can't run the ball between the tackles at all. Like, at all, bro. At all. It's sad.
I mean, Jalen Mitchell showed me something second half, he showed me a little bit. Now Hall, Hall, like, oh man,
I mean,
he broke my heart.
it's sad, bro. I mean, 3 down linemen, and like, and we did the same thing. And I understand that last year teams gave them fits, with dropping 8. But the difference is Lane Kiffin saw that, he evaluated in the offseason and adjusted. Our coaching staff did not. Oh, yeah, no, hey, Bobby, I agree. There was no reason with only rushing 3 down linemen and
Right.
8 DBs on the field that you don't get to the second level. Like, it's baffling to me. It's baffling.
I agree with him.
I mean, and for anybody watching, Bobby is not a U of L fan. All right, he's a Kentucky fan, but he's on here. He's not, he's being real, but he's calling it like he sees it, dog. Like, and I would do the same thing, if he was on here talking about UK and it was the same situation. Like, it don't matter what program it is. Anybody that watches football and knows football, that's unacceptable, bro.
Hey, Bobby, I heard y'all found the quarterback. Is that true?
Hey, I seen him. Hey, I'm telling you, dude.
So
I looked at the schedule. I looked at the schedule Tuesday, bro. I only see 3 wins, possibly. Like, I ain't even going, like, it's a possible 3. A possible 3. Okay. We possibly beat Syracuse. We possibly beat Duke. Possibly. We beat EKU. Other than that, we lose every other one of them games. Kentucky is going to fucking drill us, bro.
Wow.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope, Ole Miss did take their next step and they're, up-and-coming team in the SEC, and they are a powerhouse, but I don't see it, bro. I don't see it. Hey, Wan'Dale Robinson's cold.
Yeah,
he's cold.
I heard about him.
He's cold. I agree. He's cold,
William,
bro.
Hey, William, give me like 1 minute. I'm about to run to. I'm about to go get my charger real quick. I'm still on live.
Yeah, you're cool.
Don't hang up.
No, I'm good. Hey, Bobby, dude's cold, bro. I 100% agree with you. He's cold. Scares me to death. The numbers that kid is going to put up on our secondary, that's going to be a show. Unless something drastic happens, like you being a UK fan, I wouldn't worry about us none. Not at all. Y'all have nothing to fear. And I hate saying it, but it's true, bro. Like, nothing at all to fear. Like, at all. At all. I mean, couldn't run the ball, couldn't pass the ball. They knew what we was doing beforehand. Like I said, at halftime, we had more first downs that they gave us because of penalties than what we earned as an offense. Malik was 1 for 5. Not only was he 1 for 5 with 5 yards. Yeah, that's a Malik. It's bad. But that shows the play calling. Like, dude, like, you got to do something different. Even on the little trick play where we did the throwback pass, we had 5 dudes out there to block 1. Nobody put a hat on him. Nobody. It was well designed. He called it at the right time. We had him on their heels. We had 1 dude to block with 5 dudes out there and failed to do so. I lost my shit. Not gonna lie. When that happened, I lost my shit. Like, and for the fans out there that are in these groups, that if you're watching, if you see it different, man, hop on here. We'll talk about it because it's unacceptable. Bryce, I was talking about the little pitchback throwback play that was actually well designed and called at a perfect time. We had 5 dudes out there to block 1. Nobody put a hat on him. And we get 9 yards out of it. And not only do we only get 9 yards out of it, in the press conference after the game, Satterfield said it was a good play because we got 9 yards. You didn't design that play to get 9 yards, bro. If we make that block, we get 50 yards minimum, if not a touchdown. That's lack of effort, bro. Like, that is a coaching issue. That is a coaching problem. Period. You can't tell me no different. You can't.
I agree.
That's what it comes down to, bro. Like, 5 dudes, you can't block 1 DB, bro. Like, I can't. Like hey, remember when Singletary was the coach for the Niners, bro?
Yep.
Can't win with him. Can't win with them.
Can't win
Can't
with them.
do it. Can't do it.
Hey, I remember them days.
You can't do it. Period. You know, until we get some fire. Hey, and for all the former players, dude, for them to voice their opinion publicly like they did, I love it. But not only that, come back, bro. Come back and talk to these kids. You got to establish that culture. Like, a lot of these kids are young, and I mean, they do know who you are, but at the same time, bro, like, you got to establish that culture. Like, you ever watch the Miami game, bro, when they sucked? You had Michael Irvin on the sideline, Ray Lewis on the sideline, Ed Reed on the sideline, establishing that culture. We are the U. Like, we are the U. You go out there and you play hard, period. We don't have nothing like that, dude. Nothing. Nothing. They don't give a fuck about the culture, and it's cool. I guess for some fans, it's fine. I root for them no matter what, and I do root for them no matter what.
Yeah, no matter what.
But you have to acknowledge the subpar product, and if you can't, you're a different fan than me. There's no big coaching problem.
And that's the thing,
there's a huge coaching problem. Dude, we got a guy from App State, bro, and he's trying to run the same stuff that he did there in a Power 5 conference. Nobody in a Power 5, unless you're Boston College, I'll give it, they're still ground and pound. Bama at times ground, but that's because Bama's just better at every position. But if you're not switching things up, throwing the ball consistently, like, we can't throw the ball because we can't run the ball. We can't run the ball because we cannot throw the ball.
Not at all.
Not at all. Like, not at all. We are no threat passing the ball. None. There is no threat. Either Malik is going to make a bad read. He's going to throw the ball late. He's going to try to run, not shake nobody, maybe get two. So then to give Satterfield some kind of props, it kind of limits what you can call. You have to call them run plays, and he's only got a few.
But
it
also comes to it also comes back to recruiting, though.
It does. You can't recruit the same kids.
I don't know the exact height of our receivers, but all of them look a tad bit taller than Tutu.
Right.
And
I agree.
And it's like that, the interception that Malik threw. It was like,
yeah.
Well,
dude, he threw that to that dude.
I was like, shit, he wasn't gonna get that ball no way.
The safety didn't move. It ain't like, dude, he didn't even look off the safety.
No.
And then he should have threw another pick the very next possession, stared down the receiver, stared him down, never looked him off, nothing.
Yeah,
nothing.
He should have.
There's no improvement. And back to the recruiting thing, like, let's not forget Satterfield was at App State. He's never been in a 4-star recruit's house. He's never been in a dude's house. He's recruiting 1, 2, 3 stars at max at App State. You can't do that here.
Depending on JUCOs.
Yeah, and depending on JUCOs. And honestly, look, I'm all for getting a couple JUCOs. But if anybody's watched Last Chance U, if you've watched Last Chance U or anybody on here, a lot of them dudes are not a good culture fit. Like, there's a reason they're a JUCO. Right. Not everybody's Cam Newton, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not everybody's Cam Newton.
Right. Hold on one more second, y'all. This is my last time, but hold on one more second. If
I'm Satterfield, I see the quarterback trying to motivate the O-line, block defense, only rushing 3 O-line. That's what I started. Oh, agreed. I agree with that. Agreed. There's no fire, bro. And, like, before I say this, I don't want nobody to misconstrue it. But, like, I didn't play at that level. Right? I played high school ball. But any level of football, if you're losing and doing the things that we was doing as a team, if you ain't got a motherfucker to check you, like, I'm going to compare it to basketball, all right? If you ain't got a Montrezl Harrell or like a Ellis Miles on your team to check motherfuckers for lack of effort and not playing hard, you're not going to win. You got to have dudes. We got soft, prima donna dudes, bro. Like, our secondary was supposed to be legit. I didn't see it. Anybody who comes out 5 wide on us, we're going to give you the 10-yard cushion. You're going to be able to run slants all day, hitch it, you crossing route. Like, we have no defense. And then when you do catch it, we suck at tackling. I've seen so many missed tackles Monday, ridiculous. And And that's when we was around. A lot of times they was wide the fuck open. Like wide the fuck open, bro. Wide the fuck open. That is coaching. Period. Yeah. I mean, it's an improvement of our defense from 2 years ago. Even last year, maybe, because, I mean, we did force some punts. You know what I'm saying? We did make some stops, but not at a big clip. We didn't make no stops at a decent clip at all. Like, our defense is soft. Our coach don't put us in good positions on defense at all. Like, you mean to tell me that these are Power 5 DBs and you can't go man to man and press coverage on a 3rd and 6? Can't do it. We cannot do it. We're so scared of giving up the deep touchdown that we'll give you 15, 20 yards and try to make the tackle in front of us instead of giving up the big play. But you do that consistently in a drive, it's a touchdown anyway.
Right.
Like, I don't get the philosophy in that. Like, you rush the quarterback was their only guy. We put no pressure on him other than once. We got the one sack on the blitz on the outside and went away from it. I didn't do.
Hey, I
was screaming at my TV, Bryce, bro. Screaming at my TV.
I was too, and
Like,
and that's why I was telling her. I was like, because you had explaining certain situations. I'm like, this is how much respect Mississippi has for Louisville. It is 4th and 6 and 4th and 8, and it's in the middle of the field. They said, I don't care about punting because your defense is soft anyway. We're going to get the first down, and they got the first down.
But they do that. Like, they went for it on 4th down more than anybody last year. They played the analytics. But you're right. What you said is not wrong. You are right. The respect for us was that much, and they went for it damn near every fucking time and got it damn near every fucking time.
They were going for 50, bro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
50.
Oh, yeah. And if Lane was there, you know he is.
Yeah.
You know he is. Like,
Lane Kiffin don't give a damn about none of that.
Nah. And, like, I know it's first game, but if Tyree ain't developing the short list right now,
I mean, he didn't do that anyway, because like I told you, it's not going to end well.
No, it's not. It's not a good fit.
Either he's going to be so bad that you're going to have to get rid of him, or he's going to miraculously improve to the point where his record looks good again, to the point that he's going to try to find another coaching gig in the Appalachian Mountains.
Well, hey,
somewhere closer to home.
Like even if you play the hypothetical game and be like, all right, if I was set, yeah, I flirted with South Carolina. He interviewed for the job. Okay, so now going into this year, it's a resume building year. If you want to leave, cool. But the way you're going right back to the Sun Belt, bro. You're not going to build a resume doing what you're doing.
Right.
But you're not. You ain't got Tutu there to pad his stats. You ain't got Hawkins there to pad his stats to make it look like, you're a good, because that's what it was. Anybody that says different, you're silly. He padded Hawkins' stats. He padded Tutu's stats. He padded them.
Yeah.
Period. He looked like he was Mr. Sabre football team coming off a 2-10 season, which in some cases he was, but you said it earlier, it was fool's gold, and he just, even luckily, them guys are superior athletes and both lightning to where not many teams could counter it. We don't have that now.
Like Atwell, Hawkins, Fitzpatrick, Seth Dawkins, that's who the hell it was. Those guys right there. Oh, and Marshawn Ford.
Yeah.
Shout out Marshawn. What up, bro?
Right.
Anyway, it was that offense that year that made, the top 5 offense in the nation. That's what made him look so much better than what he was.
Agreed.
Because let's go back to that season. The 8-5 season. Let's go over them losses. Notre Dame beat down, but they showed fight in that game. That's where we're like, we might have something.
That's the last time I've seen real fight in our squad, bro.
Yeah. Florida State, we had the lead, then we lost it. Which in all reality, we kept Tiger his job for one more week. That's all we really did.
Right.
But we once we got the lead in that Florida State game, we should have never lost the lead. So we lost that game.
Agreed. I agree with that.
That was the second loss. Third loss, beat down against Clemson, as expected.
As expected.
Loss, beat down Miami. It was
that was a beat down. That was a beat down.
That was a beat down. Fifth loss, UK, beat down. You turned fucking what the fuck was his name?
Bowden.
Lynn Bowden. Turned him into an All-American. Dude made the All-American list strictly because of that game, dude.
Hey, they passed the ball, I think. Now, hey, it's been a while, so my numbers might be wrong. Bobby, listen, because I want you to correct me, all right? I think they only passed the ball 3 times that whole game, bro.
I think you might be right. Maybe.
I'm pretty sure it was like 3 times. Pretty sure.
Yeah. Maybe. I'm not going no higher than 5 because that would have been that deep.
Yeah, no higher than 5. I think Lynn's still running. Yeah, hey, over 500 and something rushing yards as a team. They beat it down.
So it's like, okay, like I said, half of those games could have went the other way, and the 5 losses were beatdowns.
But when those games were obtainable and it was still a close game, let's not forget Malik threw. Well, not just through. We'll just say turn the ball over 13 times in 8 games. 13.
Okay, so if we're talking about the following season, yeah, you're totally right.
Right.
You're totally right. It's like, okay, when Miami came here, yep, turnover machine. It wasn't so much the turnovers in the Miami game; it was the defense. Every time we got so close to Miami to where we're getting momentum, one play. Gone. Running.
Gone.
It was gone. It was the same little stretch play.
Yeah.
Gone. 80 yards.
Yeah.
Touchdown.
Yeah.
It's like, really?
I agree, man. I agree.
Then and you said the 2019 team, the 2019 game, it was the 2020 game against Notre Dame where they showed fight.
Yeah.
Where up until that point, we were the closest thing to beating Notre Dame that year.
Yeah, we was. Our defense looked legit.
Yeah, that game.
That game.
And like I said, you could blame COVID for that, but for Satterfield to have the audacity to think that was going to be good enough to.
Well, dude, and speaking of, I'm sorry to cut you off, but did you hear Satterfield after the game throwing Malik under the bus?
Not. I wouldn't want to. What did he say? He was throwing Malik under the bus during the game, but what did he say?
That he couldn't make the reads, and that's fine. But you're putting that kid in no situation to win the ball game. You're not. You're not putting that kid in good positions at all with your play calling, bro. It's so predictable. Like I said, we're sitting on the couch and know. And, we're biased. We're Louisville fans. We know what we run. But, god damn, dude. Like, he don't switch up nothing. Like, he is just, this is what we're doing. Like, dude, Bobby, I hate to bring up Bob, but, dude, Bobby was one of the first coaches I can remember that had scripted plays not only for the start of the game, we had scripted plays coming out of halftime. It was more of the team adjusting to us and making changes with us than us making adjustments to win. Does that make sense? What I said?
Yeah, and the thing about that is where you got to give Bobby his credit is Bobby did what these teams do now, but Bobby may have been one of the first to do it. That wasn't Power 5. And what I mean when I say that is Bobby, he didn't rebuild, he just reloaded.
Yeah, Bobby ran a style.
It's like, you got Stephon LaForce, but you best believe that Brian Brom's about to come in he can come in and do the same damn thing.
He did against Miami. His freshman year.
Yeah. you better believe that Hunter Cantwell can do the same damn thing behind Brian Braun. Bobby was good at that. Running back. Think about it. Lionel look, and this is and to the real diehards, you're gonna think we did have all of these good running backs in the row. Lionel Gates. Let's start. Lionel Gates, Eric Shelton, Michael Bush, Colby Smith,
Kobe Smith was cold.
Anthony Allen. He makes it at everybody.
And your boy, Baby Bush that transferred to GT.
Yeah.
He's got the single game rush rate like 232.
Anthony Allen.
Anthony Allen.
Anthony Allen still has the school record for most rushing yards in the game with 276.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's what I'm saying.
Look,
like we don't. And with that, I'm glad you brought that up. With that said, look at the conference we was in when that happened. We was getting dudes in the CUSA, in the Big East, even the AAC. We was getting dudes.
Yeah.
We're not getting dudes. We're in the ACC now, bro. You cannot win with 2-star talent in the ACC. You cannot do it, bro.
Not at all.
Impossible.
Impossible. And I'm the one, and I always have faith in everything that they, you got to go with your team, got to go with the ship. And it's like, but when you see that, we were in the ACC now. I mean, we were in the AAC.
But Bobby just put the stat up. Lynn Bowden was 1 of 2 with 4 yards.
But them rushing yards though.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's crazy.
That's fucking nuts. But
that's insane.
Then
Bobby, thank you. That baffles me. Like
wow.
And like
him.
Yeah, it was all him. Everybody knew what he was doing. I mean, goddamn. But they put a stat up during the game since the Clemson game with Lamar, where Quick stepped out.
22 and 30.
I thought it was it 30 or 30, 35? It was 30 something.
22 and 30. I seen that shit, dog.
It's terrible. It's terrible, bro. It's terrible.
Then
like and no, like, and don't be wrong, like I love bashing UK. I love it. But don't take this the wrong way. This is the closest I've ever felt to feeling what Kentucky fans felt their whole fucking life. Like, don't take it the wrong way, Bobby, but you got to get where I'm coming from, because we're not used to this. Like in the early 90s, we were poo. Is what it is.
But and that's the thing though. Our age, mine, your age, we don't remember those Cooper days. Like not that well.
No, I do, but not. I remember we sucked. You know what I'm saying? But this is the first time. Other than the Craig Thorpe year, which let's my add, like Craig Thorpe had the same Orange Bowl offense. Everybody except for Bush, but he was hurt anyway the year before. Like he did not. That's the only time we've like sucked. And
that's the thing though. I think the thing about that is like you said, I'm not used to it. Like I told you when
it's unacceptable.
Like I first became a Cardinal fan. You when you're growing up, you're into cartoons and shit. When you get older, you start getting into sports. The first game I got into was 2000, Louisville versus Kentucky, the overtime thriller in the rain, And I paid attention ever since. I'm not used to this. If the Craig Thorpe days, he took an Orange Bowl offense and turned it into shit or whatever.
Yeah. But he came from Tulsa. Now I'm not because people's going to say, well, Urban Meyer came from Youngstown. Other coaches come. Yeah, it's an anomaly. You cannot get lower talented coaches. They're there for a reason. Right? They are there for a reason. Right. You cannot expect them to run the same things that they did at App State, Tulsa, North Texas. You plug into school, Murray. It don't translate. It don't translate.
And that's the thing, though. And
it
it
makes it
almost
hard for recruiting because with the past players that have spoke up, that built the culture that U of L is, we got brand new fucking facilities. Brand new. That hurts recruiting. Me as a running back, I wouldn't want to come and play under Satterfield. I just wouldn't. Me personally.
No.
Me as a
receiver,
I wouldn't. And even as a quarterback, proof is in the pudding. Chubba left. He seen.
Chubba Purdy left. Yes.
He seen what was coming and dipped, and he's starting at FSU. The McCaffrey came for like 2 weeks, seen what was going down, and left and went back to fucking Nebraska, which he split time this weekend. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got to make a change now. And like I said, when I looked at the schedule, I only seen 3 possible wins. Now we might sneak some in. I don't know where it's going to be. It ain't Kentucky. It ain't Pittsburgh.
What?
It ain't
is it UCF?
It ain't FSU.
Is it UCF?
Not really, dog. They still look good. I mean, they still look good, bro. The game that they played
Boise.
a week and a half ago. Who?
They came back on Boise, didn't they? Yep.
Yeah, yeah. They still look good, bro. Like, I think they drum us because they got a high octane offense with a lot of receivers, and we're going to give them the cushion. I hope Satterfield and Brown look at the game film because they didn't all off season and realize, like, hey, dude, this don't work, bro. Like, because if they're not humble enough, like, I'm not saying like listen to the fans, you know, whatever. But if you're not humble enough as a coach to look inside yourself and admit, like, hey, man, like, what the fuck we're doing ain't working. We got to do something. Like, we're out of here. And you're not going to get an up job. You're not going to get a higher up. You're going to go right back to the Sun Belt, if not out of the game altogether, bro.
Right.
A coordinator job. You'll be lucky. You'll be lucky to get a coordinator job. Lucky. Right. Lucky. I mean, Craig Thorpe got lucky that he was cool with Les Miles and he let him on the staff at LSU.
But and here's the thing though. Other than that 2018 year, the year Bobby clearly gave up, I haven't seen our defense, our secondary look that horrible. You got you're talking about a team who prided itself on defensive backs to the point where they gave themselves the nickname the Tax Boys. Alexander, Chucky Williams, Harvey Clemens,
yes.
Fucking Calvin Pryor, Bouchel.
Agreed.
Even
no fly zone.
Even when we were struggling last year, fucking Rush Yeast and those guys.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I've never been so much of a fucking fan of Rush Yeast, but he showed heart. He showed heart these last 2 years that he was here. Fucking look, in as bad as, you know, me and Terrence, if you watching this, what's up, bro? As bad as me and Terrence would always make fucking fun of Tremaine Washington over. You remember Tremaine Washington?
I do.
But he would be the best head and shoulders compared to what we got.
Right.
Because at least he wasn't afraid to take a chance. Now sometimes he took the wrong damn chance and got burned for it.
And that's the thing. Like when you left a little bit ago, I brought up the point that we don't have no dudes on our team to hold the other people accountable. Like me personally, hate losing. If you beat me in tic-tac-toe, you cheated type shit. Like I don't like to lose. And there's nobody on our team that when they see lack of effort or blown coverage, that I will check you, bro. Like fuck that.
Right.
Like fuck that. Like we're fighting after the game, bro. Like I can't. We don't have nobody like that. And I compared it, like when you was gone, I compared it to basketball, like an Ellis Miles or Trez. Like if you showed lack of effort and any kind of softness, bro, they're checking you. We have none of that.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing about Charlie's defenses.
Right.
Hey,
perfect example. Perfect example.
Hey, if you couldn't be on the defense with fucking Marcus Smith and Lorenzo Malden.
Unless you was a man. Unless you was a man.
And you can't be on that defense expect Malden or Marcus Smith or Calvin Pryor even not to get on your ass on that sideline.
Yeah, yeah. We don't have none of that. Our sideline, dude, because I was watching the sideline, like when it started getting bad. No enthusiasm, just as stagnant as the players on the field. Like, and I get it, Satterfield's a player coach, bro. Like, we all seen the hype videos and all that. Dude, it's false advertisement, bro. Like, it's
false, bro.
false advertisement, dog.
That's catfish.
It's false advertisement, dog. I mean, it is. You sold us something that you did that you're not providing it. You're not.
Man,
like,
they need to go back to the old school way, bro. When y'all do that Cardinal march, go back to shirt and tie, go to the locker room, put on a red jersey, put on a white helmet, put on white pants, and fuck all that special jersey shit. I don't want to, you know.
They don't deserve it.
As much as I was a young man and I always criticized Charlie, and, you know, that was silly for me to do that. But, you know, people be like, damn, Charlie, we got black jerseys. Wear black jerseys. And I remember he told the media, he's like, with these 18 to 22-year-old kids, sometimes they could get it misconstrued that, you know, they'd rather look nice in their little jerseys and they don't want to dirty up their uniform and they don't play their hardest football. That's why Charlie always took it. He was playing as shit. But what did playing as shit give us? It got us 2 conference titles and a Sugar Bowl. It got us 2 conference titles in a Sugar Bowl, 3 bowl victories, and 4 straight winning seasons.
And if you didn't have to deal with Charlie Strong on the sideline, you had Clint Hurt over there.
Yes, Clint Hurt. Vance fucking Bedford. Yes.
Dude. Like, I understand he got in some trouble here, but for Clint's name not to come up when we was even looking for a coach, like, he was our best recruiter. He was named Recruiter of the Year.
Yeah.
Like, the fuck? But whatever.
And that's the thing. People were so sold on Jeff Brom. And like I told you before, I was never sold on Jeff Brom, bro.
Well, look, it ain't that I was sold on Jeff Brom, but I entertained the thought of it because, yes, he is a hometown kid. His family is football royalty here. All right. And given we were 2-10, we needed him. We needed him. We needed his brother. We needed that to give our team a jump start. And he turned his back on us. So mark my words, bro. If and when it's more of a win, we get rid of Satterfield. If they interview Brom, I'll be pissed because you can stay your ass on that side of the river, bro. You showed us your true colors, and they ain't red and black.
And that's the thing. But it's also maybe he sees in himself what some people who deep down know. Yes, he's Kentucky. He's Kentucky. His family's royalty here. Yeah. But you look at him at Western. You look at him when he's here. You look at him at Purdue. All he knows is Kentuckiana. All he knows is the Ohio Valley. And when you're in the ACC,
but if you look at his numbers at Purdue since that first year, they went down. Like, he ain't.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I wasn't really sold on him because to our fault, you know, our fault a little bit. We were spoiled. We got Teddy. We had Lamar. We're so high ranked, you know. There was just where you just seen the ranking next to our name, or you seen results. We've seen the results. So when you're looking for a coach, you're like, okay, who's going to get us? Fuck all that. Okay, for the first year, we'll like to get back into the bowl conversation. Right. While everybody's talking about Scott Satterfield, maybe he'll give us 4 wins the first year. No, some of us greedy fans, we're like, let's get back to a bowl game. Then let's get to a stronger bowl game.
Dude, do you know how frustrating?
Year and Bobby in your third year. Let's get to a fucking
how frustrating it is to me to look at the rankings right now and see Coastal Carolina up there, to see Cincinnati.
That's what I was about to tell you. Had we stayed in the AAC, we would be where Cincinnati's at. That's what That's what it makes me feel like. It hurts my
I mean,
feelings a little bit.
you see teams that we used to play, Memphis, Charlotte just had a big win. You know what I'm saying? Cincy, they're better programs than us right now in a superior, dude, in a way less conference, bro.
Right.
Like, I'm not saying that if you plug them in where we are, that they would be at the top of the ACC. It's not what I'm saying.
I don't know. Not at
But
all.
I'm saying that they would give a better showing than what we are. 100%. You cannot tell me no different. Cincinnati would have at least put up a fight against Ole Miss. They would have.
Yeah.
They would have. Ankle's cold, bro.
Because they put up a fight against Georgia last year.
Right.
You know, it's like, and that's the thing though. And you can tell who those up and coming programs are, which we were at one point. You know, we need to get back
and then
to
we
it.
plateaued. And then we plateaued.
Because it's one of those. You can tell that you can measure your team by victories, but you could also measure them in their losses. Think about it. 5 years ago, when we played Clemson at Clemson, 1 yard short, we were so pissed. But at the end of the day, we were so proud to be a part of a fucking classic game. Probably one of the best.
A classic ACC game, like
if not the best ACC game ever.
Dude,
I feel like it's definitely top 5.
Yeah, and it took years. It took years to build to that. Like that game was Brom putting in work, Bush putting in work, LaForce putting in work, LeGrone putting in work, Deion Branch putting in work, Sam Madison putting in work.
And that's what I'm saying.
That's what it was.
And it was like, and that's how you know you got a good program. It's like losing fucking hurts, but if there's something that you could be like, at the end of the day, damn, I'm proud we were a part of that game.
Yeah.
Go back to Louisville Rutgers. It's like, damn, that fucking hurts till this day. But I'm glad we were a part of that game.
That game was awesome.
Go back to 2004 when the U was the U and Louisville was just some little school in Conference USA.
And we smacked them.
Had it not been for Devin Hester returning a kick, we would have won that game.
Yeah. In 04. Yeah. I was thinking of 07. You're right.
No,
I was thinking of the bird. I was thinking of the bird stomping.
04. It's like 04 is like you were fucking proud to be a part of that game.
Well, see, and also touching on what you just said, back in those days, we won't even go back that far. Up until the 2-10 season, we'll go right before that. Not only did the fans, but us as a program did not give a fuck who we played. Come, we'll play whoever. Like, we don't give a fuck. Now, like, dude, I don't want. We'll get. Dude, Georgia Tech 2 years ago put up over 500 yards with the option on us, bro, and busted us.
31. Fuck that, bro.
They busted us. Like, that's not what the fuck we're used to. Like,
that's embarrassing. That was embarrassing. So embarrassing.
It's embarrassing, bro. It's embarrassing.
It was so embarrassing. Then I kept tabs on that game, especially when it came to basketball season. Chris Mack's first year, he was, you know, it was back when Chris Mack was on his little roll.
Yeah.
And I made a post. And when it comes up in my Facebook memories, I'll be sure to share it. I was like, ain't that a bitch? We held Georgia's basketball team to less points than we did their football team. We held Georgia's basketball team to like 50-something points.
Right.
Georgia's basketball team.
Right.
It's like
it's just I don't know, man. Like, it's frustrating. In the EKU game, you can try to get positives out of it, even though we'll probably beat them by 21 plus. But next game for me is UCF. Like,
Friday night.
No disrespect to EKU, but I don't see now other than getting confidence for our kids, because I do believe in that. I believe, okay, yeah, we played like shit against Ole Miss. We wasn't ready. You play EKU, you get you some confidence, and hopefully everything we've talked about the last hour goes out the window and it clicks. And they put up a good fight. They do a lot of shit different against UCF.
But here's the thing though.
But I don't see it.
As much you're saying UCF though, is like it's a rock in a hard place, because the best case scenario to me is, okay, we win, but you still don't get over that fucking Mississippi game.
Well, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. We can beat them 56-3, and I'm still gonna be like.
But that's the best case scenario.
Yeah.
You remember that? You remember that 2-10 season where we probably should have been 1-11, all the way up to the fourth quarter. Western Kentucky was kicking our ass.
We should have lost to Western.
We should have lost to Western.
Agreed. I know.
Just imagine if Eastern comes in with that type of fucking effort. Right. That's going to tell you the fucking season we're going to have.
Agreed. And let's just say I'm gonna just throw a score out. Like, I'm just throwing it out. Let's say we win 28-13 Saturday. All right? Let's just say that's bad, and we better. And that's horrible. And we better have an exit strategy for Satterfield. Period.
And you're saying 28-13. If it's even closer than that, dog.
Oh no, I know, and that's what I said. I'm just throwing. It could be 35-13. Still not good.
Well, okay. What if it's at 20-17?
That's terrible.
If we win 27, like how we beat Western 20-17 that year, what's up now?
Gone.
And there's gonna be people talking about, we fucking won, dude. A win's a win. Get over it. You whiny babies, da. I'm going to talk that shit anyway.
That is the attitude of a losing program.
Yeah.
I've said that many times in the group. The attitude that you just said and that whole mind frame is toxic. Okay.
Very toxic.
The reason, I'm not going to say the reason, but one of the main reasons we went to the ACC is to take that next step to elite. We're not saying that we're an elite program, but at that time, we were on the trajectory to be an elite program.
Yeah.
We are not even close.
I mean,
not even in the stratosphere.
And they had every right to think that. You're coming off a Sugar Bowl. Your basketball team just won a national championship. The women's basketball team, national runner-up. Your baseball team, College World Series. Why the hell? They were right to think about putting us in the ACC.
Since Jurich left and Tyrese took over, it has been a downward spiral for this program.
You think Tyrese?
I like Tyrese as a person. I like Mac as a person. I like Satterfield to an extent as a person. They're not winners, bro. Yeah, he won an Xavier, but not impressive enough for me.
And here's another discussion for another day, because I'm not a fan of his antics neither. The whole Eric Wood video shit, I wasn't feeling that.
But I will say, you can do shit like that if you're winning, okay? Yeah, we beat Kentucky last year. That was a bad Kentucky team. Well, I won't say they're a bad Kentucky team. I won't say. And Bobby, I hope you're on here and you can chime in on this. I won't say that they was a bad Kentucky team last year, even though they only won 9 games. That was a very good, on paper, Kentucky team. The only difference was Kenny Payne's gone.
Yeah.
Period.
Tell him again.
Period.
But
Period.
And that's the thing,
that's
though.
The only reason.
And that's why I gave it credit, but I didn't want to give it that much credit. It's like people like, we beat Kentucky. Of course, we beat Kentucky. We beat Duke twice, but it's not
a down Duke. And like bringing up Mac, his style of ball is right here with Satterfield's style of football. It's slow, it's stagnant. Now this year could be different because he said, this year we're gonna get out and run. Show me. Because show me, bro.
Well,
because he held DJ back Our only offense was, you know what I'm saying? It was CC 2 years ago doing what he did. It was just ISO and hope he makes a shot. Like, we couldn't do nothing, bro. I mean, nothing. We ran no offense. And a dude said it today on talk radio. We are Virginia in both sports right now. The only difference is we're not as good as them. Period.
Wow.
We're not as good. And then, dude, there's no lie there. There is no lie there. We are Virginia, but a watered down, pissed out version of Virginia right now. And that's sad. That's sad. That's not what I grew up on. Like, that's sad.
And
like, that's sad.
It makes you frustrated. It makes you frustrated as a fan because it's like, because like what you grow up on is like, it's like times are switching. It's like last couple years, you know, we either played Florida State close or straight beating them in football.
Right.
And there was a time where beating Florida State, like in 2002, that was special. Now it's like, okay, we beat Florida State. Which, by the way, the game at Florida State this year, I don't think we're winning that game because Florida State showed some fucking fight in Notre Dame.
Me neither.
I don't know if we're winning that game.
Because here it is with me. I don't like losing. I don't. But I'm not a sore loser, okay? Like, if we showed fight and gave it all we had and lost to Ole Miss, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
If we put up the effort that Florida State put up against Notre Dame, I would be okay.
Right. We wouldn't be having this discussion. But when it's a lack of effort and a lack of adapting, I can't deal with that, bro. Because one, for the last 3 years, well, the last 2 years, and then the year before Sadie's first year, we're not competitive. Like, if we lose and we're competitive, dude, I'm cool. Like, it happened. They made more plays, but we was right there with them. Gave them everything they wanted. I can't say that now. I can't defend it. I can't, like, when I have to deal with UK fans, and like I got family in Columbus that are OSU fans, and everybody dude, they're always gonna be at the top. I cannot defend you, bruh, when there's no effort and there's no fight and there's no will to win. There's not. I cannot defend you. And I'm not used to that. Because before, I could always be like, well, yeah, but you know what I'm saying? 3 games out of 10, we give Ohio State everything they want. When Lamar's here, everything they want. Right. Even though it's only 3 out of 10, maybe 4 out of 10, we give them everything they want, if not beat them 1 or 2 times.
Right.
Can't say that no more. And I can't say it even with bad schools like Boston College. When have you ever looked at a Boston College game on your schedule and be like, damn, dude, we'll probably lose that game?
Type, man.
Never. Well, when have you looked at a Syracuse game and be like, dude, I don't know, dog. They run that same hurry-up offense. I don't know if we're going to win that game. Not never, bro.
And the thing,
not never.
We're gonna win against Syracuse this year because the ACC scheduling committee has made the biggest goof, and Syracuse has had to play at Cardinal State.
Time out. Sorry, not to cut you off, but Bobby, listen. I'm gonna be nice about it. All right. At the end of the season, your coach came out and said you had no injuries. Nobody caught the COVID. Nobody on your team. I can't use that as an excuse. Other teams in the country had to deal with COVID. We personally had to deal with COVID against Wisconsin. Y'all didn't, bruh. The only person that was not there for you guys was Kenny Payne. Y'all had one of the best recruiting classes ever at UK, okay? None of them got sick. None of them sat out. Nobody got hurt. Not an excuse. If anything, if I was somebody close to Cal, I'd be like, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, that looks worse. Like, don't say that shit. Like, don't say that shit. Like, I won't accept that. Y'all didn't have to deal with COVID. Your coach said it. Y'all had nobody catch it. Nobody lost time for it. Y'all won 9 games on Cal's coaching. Period. All right,
Hey,
go ahead. Continue.
but that's the same school. That's the same coach. Will give you when they do lose. We got the freshman excuse. The freshman excuse.
Well, yeah, but he can't use the COVID excuse for last year. Nobody caught it. Nobody lost time. Like that sounds worse. Like you're
Yeah.
reaching that. You're reaching for. You're scrambling.
Yeah. He couldn't yeah, technically we could, but it's not that COVID is the reason we missed time. It's the fact when you came back, you're losing, you're getting your ass whooped like never before. 38 to Wisconsin, 45 to Carolina.
All right. Hey, can you see the comments on your end?
No, I can't.
All right. This was Bobby's rebuttal, and I haven't read it yet, so I don't want you to think I'm picking on you, Bobby. I'm not talking about the UK as a team. I'm talking about Cal going to high school gyms and players' houses to recruit. Agreed. I give you that. That has nothing to do with the roster that touched the floor last year. It don't. Has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with y'all's nine wins last year. It just don't.
Okay. I see him now.
It affects this year, but y'all just signed the number one dude in the nation, which is a constant for you guys. Good job by not letting him go to Memphis. I give you that. But him losing recruits because of COVID, y'all still had one of the best recruiting classes last year, bro. Still. And y'all had 9 wins because Cal cannot do X's and O's. He's get the best guys out there, let the ball, fall where it lies. But Kenny Payne was the Wizard of Oz for you guys, and you know it. And you know it. Kenny Payne was y'all's program. And it's just funny that the one year he leaves and goes to the Knicks, bro, that shit came down the way it did. Because I'm not letting UK fans use that COVID as an excuse. I'm not.
Question for Bobby. What do you think's going on campus? Like, not so much going on campus, but with the basketball team or the way your roster set up to where I thought Kofi Cockburn was going to UK for sure. But some he said,
Kenny Payne was gone. Kenny Payne developed all their big men. Why would you go there without Kenny if you're a big man?
And that's what I was like, and that's what I was trying to ask, because I was like,
there's no need.
Because, hey, bro, I thought Kofi Cockburn was going to go there.
So did I.
Like, I'll stay in Illinois.
But at the same time, but like I just said, the guy who's going to get you to the league is gone.
Yeah.
I disagree. That was not the best recruiting class last year. No, I'm not saying it was the best recruiting class. I'm saying it was a top-tier recruiting class in the nation. It was a top-tier recruiting class. And if you want to say that it stopped Cal from going into high schools and to players' houses, that's across the board, across the nation, bro. Like, every school was dealing with that. And they were still winning. Like, I can't – I get it. Like, I get it. You're a UK fan, you're biased. But for a second, Bobby, try to step away. And I know I'm biased, too, because I'm a U of L fan, so I'm more critical, and I get that. But you have to look at it for what it is and separate yourself from the rivalry, from what you know. And if it was any other school, if it was North Carolina, if it was anybody else, you would agree.
You would agree. I'm not gonna back Bobby up on this, but like defend him on this. But somebody also mentioned this. Okay, this happened last year. Cal, bad year. Roy, he didn't have the best year. He's retired now. Coach K, bad year.
Agree. I agree.
Huggy Bear, bad year. All of these teams, all these coaching gurus.
Agree. But the difference is, hold on. The difference is, though, some of the schools you just named had to actually deal with COVID.
Duke dealt with COVID?
Didn't. Kentucky did not. They had no players.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like, I'm not saying that everything you said was right. And Bobby's right to an extent. But you had no guys miss because of COVID. You can't use that. You can't use that as an excuse for your 9 wins. It comes down to during close games, Cal can't make adjustments. He can't draw up a play. And if you think I'm wrong, let's go back a couple years against Wisconsin. Okay, and Bobby, you know where I'm going. Bryce, you know where I'm going. When have
38 and
you?
all.
Well, listen. When have you, as basketball fans, I seen 3 shot clock violations in a row in a tie ball game, 66-66, in the last minutes of the game? Coming out of timeout, you can't draw up nothing. You
No.
can't do nothing. Like Kaminsky was cold, Frank was cold, Wisconsin was cold. But damn, bro, damn. You put any other big name coach. I'm not gonna. We'll take Rick out of it, just so it takes the Louisville out of it. You
Yeah.
put Coach Kelly in that situation, Izzo in that situation, Boeheim in that situation, Huggy Bear. They draw up something
Yep.
other than what he did.
Something.
Period. I'm not saying he's not a good coach, because a lot of people just say he's not a coach. He's a recruiter. I'm not on that bandwagon. He is a good coach. That dribble drive offense does work if you have the right personnel to do so. I'm not saying that. I'm saying when it comes down to a last play of the game or a crucial situation where you have to either make an adjustment or draw up a play for a kid, he's not, I don't want to say not capable. He has not shown the capability of doing so my whole life. I remember that when he was at Memphis, he was in the media saying that they don't practice free throws, they don't have time, and we all know what happened there. I ain't got to bring it up. We all know what happened there. All right.
But some of that could also be where maybe he has too much talent that he can't see who really needs to be out there in those type. Remember when he was doing the platoon shit? He was playing,
and that was bad. Like,
but and here's the thing:
they went to the NIT that year.
Yeah, they did platoons and shit, and that was the craziest shit.
And honestly, and I don't want to make this a bash UK thing, because I'm not bashing at all. And Bobby, check me on it. But listen, just hear me out. If Anthony Davis does not go to UK,
yep.
All right, let's say he goes to Missouri. Let's say he goes to Baylor. All right, Cal don't have a championship ever. All right,
yep.
And to me, on the outside looking in, all right, to me, and tell me, I want to know your honest opinion, because you are a UK fan, and I don't get to have this conversation a lot with UK fans that get butthurt and they don't want to talk about it. But you look at his body of work, okay? To you, is it underachieving? Because to me, it's very much underachieving, considering the recruits he's had. He's not. He's only got one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's underachieving to me, because Rick won his national championship, which some dispute that it never happened. I saw it. You saw it. Everybody's seen it.
Hey, my cable bill said that it happened. So
with how many NBA players on that team? Trez, Gorgie. That's it.
Yep.
That's it. It's it. So when everybody says Cal puts all these players in the league, yes, he does. I have no rebuttal for that. He does, 100%. But them kids are going there for 5 months a lot of the times, okay? They don't care about the name on the front of the jersey. They're worried about the name on the back. Y'all do not, since Cal's got there, y'all cannot build relationships emotionally with these kids. They're gone. Like, you don't get an experience of like how me and Bryce did watching Cal Kirk come in as a zit-faced freshman,
right,
knowing that by his junior, senior year, he's going to be a monster. Knowing that Preston knows by his senior year, or Russ, by his junior, senior year is going to be a monster. Y'all don't have that luxury, okay? And I feel bad for you for some extent. Like, yeah, y'all had good runs, and y'all had John Wall and Cousins and AD. Agreed. But if Darius Miller don't stay and Terrence Jones don't stay and y'all don't get AD, y'all don't win that. And honestly, we was down 10, battled back, took the lead by 1, and if you don't have AD, we go back-to-back national championship.
Exactly.
Period.
And let me add on to that. But like I said, it's so much about getting the recruiting class, but it's sometimes he doesn't know how to plug in. You know where you go for? You know where UK goes 40-0. If you realize that, damn, maybe the Harrison twins are okay, But I got somebody on my bench named Devin Booker.
Right.
That's a fucking stud.
And I'm not trying to, like I said, I'm not trying to make this stream about it. But since we're talking about it, like, it goes back to what I said a little bit ago. It's not making adjustments. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, when Rick P did anything in a ball game, whether it's pull Russ out or anything,
Bohannon,
I never once second guessed him. Not one time. Not ever. Like, hey, P knows best. Yeah, that's good job, coach. If he draws up a play for Russ to shoot it last second and we miss it, hey, 9 times out of 10 he makes it. He missed it that one time.
Right.
Sorry. You know what I'm saying? But with Cal, it's different because I feel like you do have year in, year out, one of the best teams in the nation on paper to not win in the big games, because he does win. Like, overall, he wins. But in the big games, he don't. He don't. He don't. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, Bobby, but he don't. The Wisconsin game proves it. All of last year, Auburn.
Bruce Pearl stomped him.
Out coached him.
No, he didn't stomp him. He out coached him.
Out coached him.
And that was without their best player Okiki. Remember?
Yes. Oh yeah, dude. I know.
That was
But I mean, I'm glad we got to have that conversation. It felt good to talk about something other than how bad we fucking suck at football.
And that's the thing. And it's not bashing UK or whatever. You know, it's just
which I do love to do. But I'm just being a realist. Hold on. He just said something. Let's see. All right. I agree 100%. It is about adjustments. Look at the teams that were supposed to win the NCAA championship and didn't. Agreed.
Yeah.
I mean,
Zion and them.
But I want you to answer my question. Is he underperforming in his whole body of work at UK? In your eyes, I want to hear it from a Kentucky fan. You can just put yes or no. No judgment here. Because I think he's underachieved. Because I feel like you give any top tier coach, Izzo, Boeheim, Kay, Rick, anyone, Huggy, Cronin. I'm not saying he's top tier. But I'm just saying, you give any of them coaches the talent that he's had at UK, do you think you get more than one championship out of it? Because I do. I'm sorry, but I do.
Well, I got a question for you. Back to the gridiron.
What's up?
Back to the gridiron.
Thank you, Bobby.
Okay, hold on. Let me see what he say. Yeah, he
said.
Yeah, okay, I see. I agree.
I agree. Cool.
Okay.
Hey, and I appreciate you being real about it, because a lot of Kentucky fans cannot put that pride aside and admit that. Because I tell you what, if it was me in your shoes, I'd admit it. Because I mean, that's what this whole live is about calling it like you fucking see it, and that I would. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
And here's my question for you. Back to the gridiron. Back to your boy Lamar. And we're talking about this statue and shit. And I told you I felt like Teddy should have one too. But that's nor here or there.
For what though?
But okay.
For what? Hold on, now let's talk about it. For what?
Okay. Let me get to my first question. My first question is, because there's a good majority of Cardinal fans that will celebrate Lamar's Heisman like it is a Louisville national championship. Does it bother you that we have a Heisman trophy winner? He was here for 3 years. Does it bother you sometimes that we had such a once in a lifetime talent here and we couldn't do no better than 9-4 and 8-5?
No.
It don't bother you.
Well, it ain't that it. Okay. I won't say that it don't bother me, because I get what you're saying, and that kind of goes back to the Cal thing with the talent.
Yeah. That's what made me think about that.
But hold on. But let's take Lamar out of it. Okay, let's take Lamar out of it. Let's Patty Mahomes at Texas Tech.
Okay.
Same situation.
I agree.
Same situation. Baker Mayfield, same situation. I mean, it just is what it is. You don't always win the big games. We'll go NFL. Dan Marino, he got to the Super Bowl one time, never went back. Does that make him poop? Nah, it don't. Jim Kelly went to 4 straight Super Bowls, didn't win none of them. Does that make him poop? Nah. But back to the Teddy thing with the statue. If you was, all right, first off, I agree Lamar should have a statue. 100%.
Yeah, I agree.
100%.
I'm not disputing that.
Okay, agreed. We got that out of the way.
I agree.
Teddy, all right, if you was to say that Teddy gets a statue, all right, we'll play that game. And not that I'm hating on Teddy at all, but to not acknowledge the quarterbacks that come in front of him, you get what I'm saying? Like to say, okay, we'll go with Brom in '91 when they beat Alabama and won the Fiesta Bowl. Does he get a statue? Does Brom get a statue for the Orange Bowl for that season? You know what I'm saying? Like it's a real fine line.
Okay.
Like in order to get a statue, you have to go above and beyond. And winning the first Heisman at a University of Louisville is statue worthy. What Teddy did was great. It was great. It's not statue worthy. It's maybe getting your number acknowledged in the Ring of Honor, but I don't think it's statue worthy. That's all I'm saying. He was a great player. I love Teddy, but I can't say that I would be like, oh, let's give Teddy a statue. I can't, because that's a disrespect to Brom, both of them. It's a disrespect to Bush. It's a disrespect to Harry Douglas. It's a disrespect to all them guys. You get what I'm saying? Like, it has to be something phenomenal. And winning your first Heisman at a university, whether it's Louisville or whoever,
Baylor,
that's what gets you. That's what gets you statues. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion.
But yeah,
that's just my opinion.
No, and like I said, I'm not going to dispute Lamar definitely deserves a statue. But the reason why I said it, and the reason why I felt so strong about it was like, well, part of it could be biased because I went to school there when Teddy and those guys were playing. I had 3 classes with Lorenzo Malden. I went to high school with Devontae Parker. It was just like, it's like the legend of Teddy Bridgewater. It's like
no, I agree, and that's why that's why you acknowledge him. You put his number in the Raptors. You do that. He don't get a statue.
But yeah,
he don't get a statue.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing, though. It's like okay, when you just go Louisville, they won a Sugar Bowl. They did this season. They won the conference championship. Is like, okay, I get what you're saying. But if you go from if you know, the good thing about sports is storytelling. So just listen to me on this. Imagine me telling you. Let me talk to you like this is a folk tale or whatever, right?
Okay.
Let's listen, kids. Let's tell you the legend of Teddy Bridgewater. There was a kid. There's a kid coming. There's a kid who came here who his own hometown. They thought they were set at quarterback, so he could have went to LSU, but they had some cat named Zach Mettenberger, so they were set at quarterback. So Charlie Strong recruited him here, and he got him here. So we're gonna start with the man's freshman year.
Back up to Will Stein.
So he was a backup to Will Stein, and
who broke every one of Brian Brom's records at Trinity.
At Trinity High School. Yeah, let's keep on going with that folktale.
But Brian Brom set out pretty much every second half of his senior year of high school. Because there's a lot of people like, well, Will Stein, no, he was good, but Brian didn't play every game fully. Yeah. So, yeah, all right.
Yeah. So we're gonna go there, and we're gonna go to a team. So we're gonna stick with Will Stein. We barely beat Kentucky
He
school.
came
I believe
against
it was Murray.
his first coming was against Ohio, right?
No, it was Murray State. Look, okay, it was Murray State. Will Stein came in. Teddy Bridgewater got a series, but it really
No, but
wasn't serious.
I'm talking about like when we made the switch. It was Ohio, right?
No. No. Okay, so let's get to it. So Will Stein starting. Will Stein gets hurt against Kentucky.
Yeah.
And so this is when Joker Phillips was there. So Teddy Bridgewater comes off the bench and wins the game. The first time Louisville wins that game in 4 years.
I might have to check that game out.
So yeah, so look, we gonna folk tell this shit, bro. So the next game it was against Marshall, but defense is good.
Marshall, that's what it was. I knew they wore green.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It was Marshall.
Teddy has a decent game, but they lose. Then they lose to fucking who the hell did they lost to North Carolina when they had Giovanni Bernard at North Carolina.
Yep, I remember that.
Then they lost to Cincinnati at Cincinnati. You know,
I remember that.
So
I was at that game.
So he's already 0-3 in his first 3 starts.
Yeah. I was at that game.
But you know, as a young freshman, you could either crumble under pressure or you could rise and overcome. So he rose and overcome. He beats Rutgers on the Friday night national game. That's the Anthony Carter broke neck game.
I remember that.
So then the next game, he beats Syracuse. Beats the shit out of Syracuse. So so now at this point, young freshman Teddy is 4-4. The team's 4-4. Now you're talking about we're about to go to a top 25 West Virginia top 25 West Virginia with Geno Smith, Tavon Austin, and those guys.
I remember.
With young freshman Teddy Bridgewater.
I remember.
He didn't fold under pressure. He said, "Fuck you, Geno Smith. I'm better than you." And he cold outplayed Geno Smith for the upset at West Virginia.
He did.
He rides that all the way to a Big East championship. That's his freshman year. That's his freshman year. The second chapter of this folk tale we call Teddy Bridgewater is, you know, he's more comfortable now. He's feeling himself. He knows he's the shit. So beat this team. Almost loses the game against fucking North Carolina here because Giovanni Bernard is still Giovanni Bernard, but we held on and won. He goes to Florida International.
And we lose to TY.
Yep, but we got our revenge down at Florida International. Then we beat Southern Miss in the monsoon. Remember that?
Yeah. Yep.
So then we come back. We beat South Florida here.
Yeah. A good South Florida team.
At this point,
that South Florida team was good.
Yeah, BJ Daniels. They were good.
Yep.
So now we're talking. We're back home, and we beat Pittsburgh. That fucking Pittsburgh team was good too.
Yeah.
Fucking Dino Sinceri, Dion Lewis, and Greg Graham. They were good, but we beat them. So now the next game is Cincinnati. And Cincinnati was undefeated to this point, or they just lost their first game. But seeing how they beat Louisville so many times in a row, they felt like we were no concern to us. Their quarterback, if you remember, Munchie Legault, you remember Munchie? He comes out to the media and says, "I'm 10 times better than Teddy Bridgewater."
Mistake.
Teddy, and keep in mind, it was a Friday night national game. Monsoon, raining hard as hell. I was there. It was supposed to be a whiteout, but, you know, it was the poncho game because everybody had colorful ponchos.
Yeah, I was at that game too.
Yep. Teddy throws for 416 in the monsoon.
Yeah.
And beats Munchie, who, you know, beats Munchie Cincinnati team in overtime.
Yep.
You know, like the legend is building up. Then he beats the shit out of Temple or somebody like that. Then we lost one in the Carrier Dome to Syracuse. Now this is at a time where Syracuse was, you know, they're going to give you one upset a year.
Yeah. Yeah, we weren't supposed to lose that game.
So then we come home to Connecticut. Connecticut they're also a bowl eligible team, but not as good as
they went to the BCS Bowl that year. Was it that year or the year after?
It was the year before. But
the year before,
But check this out. Yeah. But check this out. UConn not only beats Louisville, Teddy breaks the wrist, and
it was on the fake fair catch.
Huh?
Well, was that the fake fair catch or was that the year before?
No, that was Crackthorpe days.
Because the year they went to the BCS, they beat us on the fake fair catch. Remember? Was that the same year or was that the next year?
The fake fair catch was like 07. The year that UConn went to the BCS, they had no business in the BCS. We beat the shit out of UConn 26-0.
It was 07?
Yeah, Bilal Powell ran all over those motherfuckers.
Yeah, but they didn't beat us in 07.
Look it up, bro. Look it up.
UConn beat us in 07.
UConn beat us in 07. Fake fair catch. But
damn, it was that long ago?
Yeah, but UConn, the next time UConn beat us was in 2012. They not only that, Teddy sprained high ankle sprain, broken wrist.
I remember.
Then he also you can't be hurt too long because you got a Thursday night game in 5 days against Rutgers. Winner takes the Big East in the BCS.
And they had that dope ass receiver.
100%. He goes in there down for over half of the game, makes a comeback for the ages, beats Rutgers at Rutgers, Big East champs BCS.
Yep.
Now you're talking about a Florida team.
That we smacked them out.
It's smacked. And they were ranked number 3.
And we were a 24.5-point dog.
Yeah. And we smacked them in the mouth. Teddy smacked them in the mouth. That's after John Bostic smacked him in the mouth. You remember that?
Oh, yeah. Well, if you remember, Teddy got smacked like first or second play of the game.
Yeah.
Took his helmet off.
John Bostic, who's in the league right now, doing that to both of us.
Yeah. So, I remember that.
And then he says, fuck that, tears Florida apart, Sugar Bowl champion. It's and not only that, through all and what I haven't said yet throughout all this, we haven't even got to the junior season. Throughout all that, from the moment he stepped on the field, the dude was a leader of men.
No, I agree.
No, the numbers and the trophies, that
agree.
means something. But when you have all that talent, on that team, offense and defense, and you're a leader of men, it's something special to be said about that. That's why I felt like he deserved a statue. I get what you're saying, but dude's a leader of men.
And not to mention was his hand broke against Cincy?
No, it was against
when he stiff-armed dude and turned around and just threw it up.
I remember that. I remember.
Yeah, his hand was in a cast.
That was the following year, and that's the thing though.
Right.
But that dude's so damn special. And that's the traits that he has even in the NFL. Drew Lock, he's nice, he's decent, but it's something about Teddy where they're like, we're going to give him the starting position. Think about it.
I agree, and I hear everything you just said, and I agree with everything you just said, but I still go back to that is a slap in the face to the prior players before him.
Okay, I can agree.
But to give him a statue, a statue is to be honest with you, I don't even really agree with Johnny U having a statue. To be honest. To be honest,
if I look at that record,
his numbers at U of L were not like that. I get it. He had a great pro career. I get that, but it's Johnny U. Yeah, that's our guy. That's what people think of. But none of us was around for that. And if you really look at his numbers, wasn't all that dope. Not everybody was
but here's the thing, though. If that's what people say, and that's how people feel, then if Johnny U has a statue, Deion Branch should have a statue.
No, hey, not disagreeing. Not disagreeing. But when it comes to, like, okay, I set the bar at U of L with statues with Lamar. You have to either surpass what he did or win a Heisman. And even if, all right, let's just say 10 years from now, we get another Heisman running back or quarterback or whatever, you're not the first at U of L no more. Like Lamar was the first. Like, and he put up numbers that nobody's ever even seen, not only at U of L, across the country. Like that, you look at that kid's numbers, his last year at U of L, it's unbelievable. Hey, what up, French fry? But so that's just me. Like,
I mean,
there's Lamar, and then there's everybody else. Like, you'd have to do, like, think about that. If we set Lamar at the standard for statue at U of L, think of what you would have to do to pass that. Just
get a national championship.
Agreed. That is the only exception. Because if you was going by stats, dude, you're not going to see them stats at U of L or anywhere else in the nation, probably in our lifetime, bro. Like, you realize that. You realize that.
Yeah.
Like, so that's my opinion. A player would have to do so much. And it's possible. I mean, Lamar had some bad games. I mean, you got room to play with. But to do what he did week in, week out against the ACC like he did, bro, you're not going to see that.
Right.
Not even at Bama. Like, not even at Bama are you going to see that, bro. Right. Like, you're just not. But Teddy should be honored. He should have his number, and he will eventually have his number in the Raptors.
And I definitely agree with that. But that's why I was saying that. But because, okay, I
agree. And I don't want you. And I agree with you. But I can't put him above Lamar. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, speaking of the one bad game Lamar had, I know what you're talking about.
I know what he's talking about.
The ground cannot cause a fumble, Bobby. Just saying. As long as I've been playing and watching football, the ground cannot cause a fumble. But it is what it is. All right?
I know what
we all know what happened. Yeah, we all know what happened when he returned to play y'all. All right? And we know what happened the year before that when we played y'all. But I'll give it to you. I'll give you that one. Hey, all right, but the ground can cause a fumble.
What's his face knows what happened too. Jordan James, he knows what happened too.
Mm-hmm. I'll give you that though, because they counted it as a fumble. Is what it is. The ball didn't go our way. To be honest, y'all shouldn't have been in that game. So to give you, I'll give you that point. We deserve to lose that game because we let y'all hang around.
Yeah.
Period. We deserve to lose that game, 100%. It wasn't just Lamar. Our defense as a whole and our offense as a whole let y'all stay around to put Lamar in a situation where a bullshit-ass ground fumble cost us the game. I agree. I had to say that because I was at the bad game. Hey, and I bet y'all went nuts. I mean, but I can't blame you.
As much as we talk about the fucking defense, as much Lamar had a bad game, but that defense, they couldn't fucking stop Stanley Boom Williams. Fucking Boom Williams.
I know. Hey, but like I said, man, this is just my opinion. We overlooked y'all. All right? We overlooked y'all. Like y'all's little saying is, y'all are UK. That's what we thought. And we let y'all fucking hang around and put ourselves in a bad position and lost the game. It happens. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. That's a straw in y'all's hat. Y'all beat Lamar 1 year. Like
the one and only time that they beat Bobby. The one and only time.
At 3 schools. Like I give it to you. At 3 schools. I give it to you. Like y'all needed that. Like y'all needed that more than what we needed.
That man slipping once.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody bashes Bobby. You know what I'm saying? Like the Arkansas thing where he had the little mistress and had the, you know what I'm saying, the motorcycle wreck. Like, dude, I don't give a fuck if you cheat on your wife. That's not illegal in NCAA. Yeah. That's not illegal. That's not illegal in the name of the law. I don't give a fuck. He did nothing wrong here, and he won ball games. And to springboard off of that, we'll go to Rick P. All right, it's not illegal. It's not illegal to fuck a bitch at Jillian's, okay? Because you're married. Not everybody believes in that bullshit, okay? That dude won ball games. That's not a fireable offense. That's not a suspension offense. That's a I don't agree with you because my morals are different because I was raised different, you know, by different like fuck that. We won ball games. I don't give a fuck what you do off the field or off the court. You win ball games as long as it's not illegal in the eyes of the NCAA. And since I brought up P, let's not forget that P was found not guilty of any wrongdoing of anything. Like we wrongfully fired him. Like that was the Andre McGee thing. Like it has been said through the FBI, they found Rick P not guilty of any wrongdoing.
Bowen's dad's lying.
Period. Brian Bowen's dad pimped him out for 17 grand. Thought he was gonna get 100. He got 17 and got caught up.
And not even in the league right now, huh?
Right, they're not even in the league. So what they do off the field, I don't give a fuck. I don't.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing. And that's the crazy thing. That's, you know, as bad as it looks and as it sounds, is like you said, what you doing in your own bedroom, this and that, or your
it's nobody's
personal
business. I don't care if he's married or not. Just because some religious people think that that's wrong, fuck you. Fuck you. If you lived in Utah and and you're a Mormon, they believe in polygamy. So it all depends on where you're at.
Think about it. Okay, let me give you a situation right now. Mark Fu, Gonzaga, just got cited for a DUI. He got a Dewey.
That's different. That's illegal. That's illegal act.
But here's the thing. Are Gonzaga fans going to be like, we need to fire him, or we need to fire Mark Fu for a DUI? Or do you think they're really going to say that?
No, they'll send him to an alcohol anonymous class. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. And let's not forget. I mean, Billy Clyde got arrested for DUI. I'm pretty sure.
Who?
Gillespie. Did he?
There's so many fucking stories about Gillespie not being able to make it home because he was drunk out of his fucking mind.
Suspended for 6 games. I agree, Bobby. I agree.
And of course, hey, we're not gonna get on Eddie Sutton, God rest his soul, but hey, nobody drank like old Eddie.
Well, fuck. Well, a couple years ago, Boeheim hit a dude on the side of the road and killed him.
That's right. And
just say it.
Fucking Bob Huggins, he got a whole DUI video out here.
Oh yeah,
I just get that shit.
But they want to bash a guy for cheating on his wife. Then you don't know what they going through. You don't. Ain't none of your business what they do. Whether it's Bobby cheating on his wife and getting a mistress, and to Bobby's credit, he's a real OG because not only was he cheating on his wife, he put the mistress's husband on staff.
Yeah,
that's shit. And then you go to Rick. Rick, he fucks a bitch in Jillian's. Okay, catches all this heat from it. What happens? That bitch goes to jail. You know what I'm saying? Gangster. I don't give a fuck. That's gangster, bro.
Right.
That bitch goes to jail. Since you're trying to get her kids' college paid for and get a Beamer. Bitch.
but why people are so mad about it is their personal beliefs. It's their personal beliefs.
That's what it is.
And it's the way that the media. That's the way the media sets it up to be. I want you to think back to 2009. You know, we had Obama was president, maybe a war going on. Before 3-4 week span in 2009, there weren't any wars, there weren't any crises, there wasn't no swine flu going on. What was the news? What was the big story in 2009? Who are all these mistresses that Tiger Woods is fucking? Who he's cheating on his wife with?
Who cares? Yeah, who cares?
The big story in 2009 is Tiger Woods cheating on his wife. That's the way the media sets the shit up, bro.
That's the way but I'm glad you said media, because Bobby, are you still watching? Because I'm glad you're in here because you're a UK fan, and I need to know your opinion on this. All right. Since May, all right, speaking of the media and how skewed the media is not only in Louisville, but in Lexington, more so in Lexington. But since May, y'all have had 8 football players arrested, 6 of which, hold on, 6 of which was pistol whipping motherfuckers at a frat party. Okay? Not only did Lexington try to blame it on the frat guys, all right, said it was wrong place, wrong time, but they left 3 different times and came back with guns. All right? First off. Second, they try to say that the kids in the frat said a racial slur. So, what do them players do? They go in there and start slapping black bitches. Like, you can't use that racial slur. Like, they always try to find excuses. But back to the local media. Nobody other than Marcus Maben, and if you're watching, Marcus, like, you're probably live right now. He's probably live right now. Well, I'll be on air in a minute. But other than Marcus and maybe Rummage, nobody wanted to talk about it. Nobody. Diener didn't want to touch it. Sweeney didn't want to touch it. Patty Ice didn't want to touch it. That's bullshit. Because if it was a dime sack of pot and any ball player at U of L, basketball, football, baseball, anything, it would have been top story, bruh. Top story.
Yeah.
Okay? They didn't talk about it. In Lexington, they didn't talk about it. Well, they don't talk about none of that shit because you remember the money phone. They didn't want to talk about that. Terrence Jones gets in a wreck. Listen, Terrence Jones gets in a wreck. Tries to fight the dude. It flees the scene of the crime, which is a felony. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. But at U of L, like Carlos Hurt gets pulled over back in, what, 03 or some shit?
03.
But less than an ounce of pot on Cardinal Boulevard. Lost his whole college career over it. All right. Jones got accused of rape, a gang rape at that, where the bitch came back later on and said that it was mutual, and none of the 3 guys raped her. Lost his senior year of college.
Yep.
All right. Darius Ashley was found guilty of weed. I'm pretty sure it was pot. All right. Got kicked off the team, but this is how stand-up Tom Jurich is. He let the kid stay there and finish his degree because it was wrong. It was wrong. All right?
Don't forget Spillman. Don't forget
Spillman, too. Spillman,
Sergio.
too. Yeah, it goes on and on. The local media, other than a handful, I don't want to say all because there's a few realists out there that can talk about the shit. But for the city of Louisville not to talk about the 8 players arrested on UK's football team since May is blasphemy. And it's bullshit. That's your job. That is your job to cover it. It is your job. Because if it was the other way, just think about it. Flip it. If it was the other way, and 8 players since May got arrested at U of L and was fucking pistol whipping bitches and slapping dudes at a frat party, death penalty, bro. They would shut down our with all the shit that we've had go on, which is, to me, there's always 2 sides to a story and then the truth. So, I mean, it is what it is. But with our history, it would have been death penalty. We would have been SMU number 2.
And not only that, it's not even when they're it's not even there. It's also when they're not there anymore. Like not too long ago, my homeboy James Quick, he got into some trouble. I'm not even gonna talk on it.
Yeah,
long story short, that was all over the news.
All over it. All over it, bro. Dude, when Preston Knows fought his girlfriend's dad because he called him the N-word, over calling him the N-word, they tried to spin that like he was an out-of-control guy. Like, dude, the fuck? The fuck?
Do you remember when Terrence Jennings and Jerry Smith got arrested?
Yeah, of course I do. Dude, it's so one-sided, bro. And I don't know if the local media is scared of BBN or scared of the owed money in Lexington, but if you're a UAVL on 93.9, which is a ESPN affiliate, and you don't cover that, bro, like, what are you doing with your life? Like, that is your fucking job, bro. And who cares if people in Lexington are listening to you? Like, who cares? Report the story, bro. It's your job. I didn't know about 8 I have only heard of 6 and still being investigated. All right, there were 6 that got in trouble for the fight at the frat house. One of which was already on probation and got caught with a weed charge after that. Uh, the other 2, I don't know the situation of what exactly happened, and none of these guys are starters. I'm not, but whatever. They're on the team. There is 2 more arrests since May. But see, you're a Kentucky fan, and you don't know about the other 2. That's what I'm saying. It's because you live here, bro, and you don't listen. Well, you might listen to 93.9. You might listen to Louisville channels. I don't know. But that's the problem. What you just said, that you don't know about the 8, you've only heard of 6, and it's still being investigated. There's a lot wrong with that sentence. It's fucked up you don't know about the other 2. It's fucked up that still being investigated is being used because they were in there slapping bitches. They did leave 3 different times and come back to the scene of the crime with guns. It should be talked about. Yeah, you see, you listen to Matt Jones. Yeah, of course he ain't said a word. Why would he? Agreed. That's my point. It's sad because if it was the opposite way, Bobby, like I know, that that's all Matt Jones would talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like you know that. You know what I'm saying? Let me bring Bryce back on. Like you know that, I know that. That's the problem. That's local. Yeah.
My bad, fellas. Lost connection.
Yeah. But
all right, what I missed? What I missed?
Well, Bobby said that he'd only heard of the 6. He didn't hear about the 8, and that proves my point. That's bad. Hold on.
Oh, because they
That
know
is the
how to
one
spin
who
shit.
broke the news. No, I agree. Yes, he did. He did break the news. He did. But that was it. Like it went away. Like the Terrence Jones leaving the scene of a crime went away. Like the money phone went away. None of our shit goes away. A dude for U of L could get a PI for pissing on campus outside, and it's going to be talked about on Sports Talk Radio. Probably not just here. Like I mean, it's crazy. And I know that we put ourselves in a situation to where it's one thing after I get that, but it's fucked up that the local media are scared to talk about 6 guys being arrested that were clearly wrong. That's fucked up. It's fucked up because, like I said, it'd be death penalty for us.
Because it's like it'd be like you go on WDRB. It's like Eric Crawford and Rick Bozich. They be afraid to talk about that shit.
Oh, I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. And just like this whole Gino Gaudio, we're talking about that more. That motherfucker tried to extort it. And dude, there's not a handbook for a coach to properly fire somebody that is extorting you. Mac handled that the only way he knows and told him, get the fuck out my office, bro. The fuck? I'm not giving you 17. I'm not paying you for 17 months. I just fired you.
Did you hear the tape?
It's silly. There was only 6 and 1 had a gun. Half the people at the party said they didn't know if they had a gun or not. Yeah, but there was 6. No, I'm saying yes. There was only 6 in that incident. I'm saying there's 2 more players that was arrested. I can't remember off the top of my head what they was arrested for. It could have been speeding. I don't know. But there's been 8 arrests total of the football team since May. There was only 1 gun. They didn't know if they had a gun or not. Yeah, but there was a gun there. Even you, I mean, there was only 1 gun. Well, they ain't supposed to be doing that. Quit making excuses for these kids, bro. Like, stop. Right's right, wrong's wrong. Like, you can't leave. You can't leave and come back 3 different times and wait for the motherfuckers to leave to try to fight them, and then you go in there and start the fight. Like, you can't. Like, and I'm not saying that the frat guys were innocent, because down in Lexington there's a lot of old money and racist motherfuckers. So I'm not saying they didn't say what they said they said. Well, I'm not saying they didn't do any of that. But you can't do that.
What frat do you know is innocent?
What is it?
When frats get into shit like that, How many times do the frats come out innocent?
But I mean, you look at the Duke situation. They did. The lacrosse team.
The Duke lacrosse team. Oh my God.
But they did. I mean,
no, they did. They definitely did.
I mean, I'm not saying that the frat wasn't wrong, but as a football player at an SEC school, you have to know better than to put yourself in that situation and go in there and fight dudes with a gun. But that's not the point. The point is they don't talk about it. They don't talk about it. That should be talked about.
Hell no.
And for Stoops to say, oh, we just got some headlines out there that need to be took care of. Like, dude, keep them off your team, bro. None of them start. I'm pretty sure none of them start. You kick them off your team. That's the right thing to do.
But is that what they do?
I don't know. I don't know what happened to them yet.
Not even a UK
It was an
thing.
off-campus party, and I haven't heard anything about them returning 3 times. I have. But I'll give you this. It was secondhand. That I heard that they left and came back 3 times. But my second hand is Marcus Maben. And if anybody's got inside information to talk about that situation, it'd be Marcus. So I got to take that as that's what he was told. So that makes it third hand. I'll give you that. But even if it was off campus, it could have been here in Louisville. It could have been in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It don't matter. Like,
Bowling Green?
It don't matter. Like, the media should have talked about it more and addressed it more. Little brother, hey, fuck you, Craig. Fuck you, Craig. Man, you came in late, dude. We've been doing this shit for, probably 2 hours now.
We probably
missed all the good topics
right now.
Yeah, you done missed all the good topics. But, no. I mean, and that's all I got to say about that. If it was you on the other foot, it would have been handled a lot differently. Is my point. Wow. Is what I'm saying. And okay, and Bobby, I'll play the game. All right, we'll say that everything you're saying could and may be true. But if it was Louisville, do you think it'd be handled differently? That's all I'm saying. The answer is yeah. It would be. It'd be handled a lot different. It'd be ESPN top story, like shut the program down type shit.
Yep. But that's
it is what it is.
Some of that's self-inflicted, and some of that, like, damn, hold up, bro.
No, and I agree. Yeah, I mean, look, like I said a minute ago, I mean, there's 2 sides to every story, and then there's the truth. And it is still being investigated, and it's an open case. And maybe that's why they're not talking about it. But it don't stop them from talking about any of our open cases.
Type shit.
They don't. I mean, like I brought up a minute ago, earlier, Jones lost his whole senior year over a rape case that was open, and then the girl came out and said it was not a rape. Lost his whole senior year over. Lost his whole senior year over it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that kid, it's sad. It's sad. Fucked up part is the people at the party went to the football roster and pointed out 6 people, and those 6 people wasn't even in Lexington. Okay. Agreed. I can see where you're going with that, but okay. I'm trying to say this the right way. Okay. All them kids that were at that party, whether football players, the frat guys, whatever, they were probably intoxicated. It's fair to say, right, Bryce?
Yeah,
that's fair to say. That's fair to say. Okay, fair to say. You see these kids probably 75 to 80% of the time with a helmet on.
Yep.
Safe to say, okay? Even if they picked out all 6 players and they're not the right ones, and that's wrong. I'm not condoning that. That's fucked up. That 6 players that probably didn't do it got picked out of that lineup, okay? Not what I'm saying, okay?
Hey, man, Bobby, you see that comment? Bobby's being silly, man.
No, but I get it. Like, I get it. He's taking up for his team, and I get it. But you take out the fact that they picked out 6 players that they don't really know if that was it. They wasn't in Lexington. The fact is, there were 6 of them there. I and that did happen. Whether or not they got the right dudes or not, that's wrong, and that should be investigated. And that should be took care of. They should get the right guys. I agree with all that, but you're missing the point. The way it's covered is bad. It's bad all around. And for 6 football players to be at a frat party and cause that much trouble to where a gun was brought, an altercation happened, is bad. Whether or not they got all 6 of them right yet, because it's still under investigation, and hopefully they get the right 6. But still wrong, bro. Since when did they drink at college parties? Right, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if it happened to me and I was there, I'd probably be fucked up too. And I'd be like, dude, I don't know. He was like 6'5", big dude. Fucking, he was big, man. I don't know. Fuck, he was huge. It looked like that. I don't know if him or him. Fuck, they're big dudes, probably 320 pounds, probably.
Exaggerating.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I get that. They probably did not get all the correct guys. And hopefully with the open investigation, they do. But the whole situation's fucked up and the media did not cover it the correct way. Period. That's all I'm saying. But with that said, hold on. I'm not taking up for them at all. If you show up with a gun at a party, you're off my team, no question. Agreed. All right, cool. That's all I needed to hear. Agreed. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. If you show up to a party, and not even, yeah, definitely with the gun, you're gone. They have all the correct guys for the investigation. Okay, so they did fix it. Okay, so they did fix it. They do got all 6 correct guys. But see, but that's the thing. I'm hearing all this from you, which is cool because I'm sure you're Googling it and you're looking it up, and that's cool. But I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't be on a live feed in my second hour talking about this shit, getting the information correct from Bobby Nelson, which is cool. Me and Bobby go back to middle school. I'm glad we're having a conversation.
Right.
We should have heard this on the news, is what I'm saying. At minimum, talk radio. At minimum, sports talk radio. At minimum. And Craig, fuck you. But I mean, it just, I don't know.
But you know what it is? Around the same time this shit's going on, they rather put out the Dino tapes.
Oh, and I tell you what else I heard secondhand about the same situation, and you can fact check me on it, because I don't know. Like I remember hearing it, but I'm not exactly sure on all the details. The judge either went to UK or had a kid or someone related to them just recently graduate that played for UK. Now, it was either the judge, prosecutor, something. I can't remember because it has not been covered well. But somebody either on the prosecuting team, something, had connections to a kid, or they had graduated from UK, or something.
You might be right, because my first thought was, I'm like, damn, I bet Karen Cypher's like, ain't that a bitch? Hold on. Dino did just about the same thing she did, and all he gets is what, $10,000 fine and a year of probation. No. She had to sit down for 7 years of what she did.
Yeah.
7 years.
Yeah, but
Dino,
but
Dino ain't gonna see a day in jail.
She was dealing with a different animal. She was dealing with Rick P. I haven't heard any of that. Okay, cool. You haven't heard that. Reach out to me after the live or whenever. Try to find out because you listen to Matt Jones. I mean, it might be something on KSO. I can't remember, dude. I want to say I heard him on Maven. Maybe I didn't, or it could have been. It could have been in the chat of Maven's live, or it could have been on top. I can't remember, but I want to say that somebody that was involved in that went to UK, or their kid had just recently played for UK. Something. It's there. It's in my memory. I don't want to fuck it up because I don't know exactly what I heard or read. But there is something to that. There may not be. It might be wrong information. But I do remember vividly that conversation being had. So check into that. Let me know. And then, it is what it is. But yeah, I definitely heard that.
Right.
Which is also fucked up and privileged as fuck. So just saying. Like, that is fucked up. You know, I mean, there's a lot of old money in Lexington. Everybody knows that. A lot of old money
Yeah.
in Lexington. A lot. So,
Old money.
and a
Old
lot of
money.
racist
Confederate
motherfuckers
flags.
in Lexington. Like, let's not forget, they still call us the Blackbirds in Lexington. Like,
Yep.
it's different. It's different down there, bro. I
Oh,
was just down there by my son. Dude,
You'll
hey,
still find a
I was
Confederate
just
flag
down
with you
there.
and Lex.
Dude, hey, I was just down there not too long ago buying my son black Nike pants for football because there was none within 100 miles. All right. So I had to go to Fayette County Mall to get them. And let me tell you what, it is different down there. All right. It's different. That's all I'm going to say about it. Y'all both know where I'm going with it. It's different down there. All right. Nowadays, you never know money makes people do crazy things. Oh, no, I agree. I agree. But like I said, it was an experience.
Unless I have to.
Nah, like, dude, like, nah, it's different. Like, it's different. That's all I can say without getting too far into it. It is a different place than up here, where it's a melting pot of cultures in Louisville. It is not down there. If anybody tells you different, they're lying because they don't want to admit it. But it is different.
I know.
It is different.
Where you're going with this.
It's different down there, bro. Like, you can smell it. Like, it's bad. It's bad.
I know where you're going with this.
It is. It's bad. But man, I'm gonna wrap this up. How long have we been going? Does it say how long we've been going?
Shit. Oh no. Hold on. It'll probably be on your Facebook.
Yeah. But with that said, nothing to do with sports. Hold on. I don't even like the R word. I treat everyone the same. No, hey, I agree. I agree with you, Bobby. I agree. But hey, I appreciate you stopping by, dude, and fucking with us for real. You kept the conversation going. You too, yeah, everybody that stopped by, dude. Hey, I appreciate it. But just on a personal note, anybody that knows me personally or just keep up, like Facebook friends, anything that knows what I've been going through with my whole blood situation. I go back to the doctor tomorrow. Hopefully everything's good. They'll probably put me on steroids again for another cycle. But I'm still going through it, man. And I appreciate all the love from everybody. Yeah, and that's real, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not here to be for the vax or against it. Hey, I did that shit for my own reasons. I did it, you know, I wanted to go to the Comedy Store in LA. You know what I'm saying? So I did what I did.
Right.
All right. It made my blood so thin that I almost didn't make it, bro. I was in the hospital 5 days, and I'm still fighting that shit. And I go back tomorrow. This will be my 4th cycle of steroids. They can only give me 6. After that, they're talking about doing like a bone marrow biopsy, which scares the fuck out of me. I haven't felt bad the whole time. Anybody knows me, that fucks with me knows, like, I feel good. But man, just keep me in your thoughts, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still going through it, bro. You know, just remember, you will always be little brother. Dick. Yeah, man. Like, you know, I enjoy getting on here. Like, I know I said, and the reason I brought that up is because I know about a month ago or whenever it was, I put a post on that me and Bryce was gonna get back at it with the podcast, and it still is the goal. Like, I'm trying to do what we did here tonight, more consistent, more regular. Honestly, I am. But right after I came out with that, actually it was right before, but shit didn't go the way I thought it was going to health-wise. So I kind of put that shit on the back burner. I got a lot going on.
And yeah, and that's with me too. We're definitely gonna get back to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely coming. Hey, and Bobby, since you're still around and you interacted with us all night, don't be afraid to reach out, bro. Like, we need guests to come on third wheel, and if it's a Kentucky mind frame to give us that opposite end of the spectrum, I'm all for it. Like, it ain't just gonna be a Louisville podcast. I mean, It is a sports podcast / whatever the fuck comes up. Like, we ain't got to be restricted to none of that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Nice to meet you too, Bobby, bro. I had fun doing this shit tonight.
It's definitely coming. I got to wait for shit to calm down to where, I mean, my mind's just so crazy. But since the game Monday, it's been brewing. Me and Bryce been talking about it. I had to at least come on tonight and talk about, you know, everything. But in the future, we're definitely going to get it back up and popping. We're on Spotify. And Another Thing's the name of the podcast. If you ain't checked it out, definitely check it out. It's on my YouTube as well. It's going to come back.
Whoever's
just
watching,
be patient,
go subscribe to that.
Yeah, just be patient. Like I said, I'm going through a lot. You know, I got 2 boys, man. One's playing football. He don't even really know what's going on with me. I don't want to talk to him about it. Like, it's scary. Like, but once I get everything settled down and I can actually sit down and have a woo-saw moment and think and actually take proper notes and because that was the thing. Like, we could have put out a podcast, a couple of them since that day.
Yeah.
But I can't promise you that it would have been the best product, man. I can't promise you that I would have been able to take the proper notes and get the topics. Like, there's been a lot going on. When that time comes and I'm able to do so, you know, we'll definitely get it popping, though. And I appreciate all y'all stopping by. I mean, I know it's only down to 2 right now, but I mean, we was up there for a minute. You know what I'm saying? We was up there for a minute. I mean, since we went public and didn't go to a Louisville group, I mean, I'm sure a lot of Kentucky fans, other than Bobby, shout out to Bobby, for staying around and fucking with us, even though we was kind of bashing his program a little bit. But we're frustrated. We suck in football. By God, it felt good to talk shit about UK just for a little bit at the end. You know what I'm saying?
Let us feel good about ourselves for a hot second.
Yeah. Let's see what he said. Lost connection. Let me see. Where you at, Bobby? I know you're writing some shit. My shit's kind of slow. Why does it keep going to the top? Okay. On for 2.5 hours. That's what's up. That's what's up. It's okay to bash greatness, and I'll give you that. No, but hey, man, definitely keep in touch, dude. I'll probably, like, when we get this up and popping, man, I might reach out to you, dude. Come on. I mean, if it works out, we'll bring you on more and more. Like, Bubba G stops by. I've done a couple with Bubba G. I think I got 3. How many did we do, Bryce? 3? 3 or 4?
3. We did 3.
I'm always looking for guests. We can do it in a 3-man panel. I do it through Zoom. But it is what it is, man. I'm always wanting guys to come on and talk just straight ball, man. I don't want it to be a structured hot take podcast. I'm not into the whole hot take thing. It'll be just like it was tonight, man. Just dudes talking ball, you know?
Yeah.
I'll come on. 2 girls. Hey, I know you're still playing softball. I ain't been able to play softball since I got custody of my kids, man. Plus, I travel a lot with work. I miss it, though. I miss it, though. But, yeah, definitely feel free to reach out to me or Bryce. I'm glad y'all can meet each other. Hey, Bobby's a good dude, man. I've known him since, like, 6th grade, man, for real. So. Yeah, like, I've known Bobby a long time. But, yeah.
Hey, sports connects everybody. That's that way.
Hey, and to be honest, that's how me and Bryce met. You know what I'm saying? We met in a Louisville group last year. What game was it? After the Syracuse game or before the Syracuse game? Yeah, after the Syracuse game. You know, got to chopping it up, and you know, in the little group chat or the thing. Put out a podcast and did pretty well. I mean, without ever doing it. I mean, the ball players knew about us, especially a Gahan. That motherfucker knew. Yeah. He knew who I was.
You might be the reason the Hulk ain't here right now, man.
Yeah, hey, no, I don't know if I'm the reason. I think his lack of ability, but I'll take a little bit of credit for it because I've seen it before anybody. There was people out there like, you shouldn't bash that kid, you know, he just shouldn't. No, that dude was poop.
No, I just wanted to have faith in him, man.
And it took, hey, and that's the whole thing. Like, that's the whole basis of the podcast and these lives that we do from time to time. Call it like you see it, man. I might not agree with you, but we can talk it out, man, and it's fun to do. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
You know, so Bryce, I'm gonna let you go, bro.
All right, bro.
Yeah, like I said, I got that doctor's appointment tomorrow, so I'm gonna try to, you know, chill out and, you know, get up early. But Bobby, holla at me, bro. You're still my boy. And yeah, we'll get it up and popping, man. Thanks for stopping by.
All right.
All right, Bryce, bro.
I'm gonna check on you tomorrow, bro. Get some rest.
Yes, sir. Hey, share this.
All right.
Yes, sir.